You haven't had much.
Hello.
I will keep track of him.
Yep.
Hey, can I just say this? I hope that the next one in the fucking sequel, and we actually get some more fucking running fiber to be fucking descendants for Pokemon.
Yep.
Like, okay, I didn't see one get them. So that's great. I'm doing a bunch of stuff for them. Doing the same for the story, Henry. And,
It was only a matter of time.
yeah, fuck the movie gets this shit. It's like, oh, this doesn't matter. Then what the fuck? Why have the dialogue choices to be an asshole then if it doesn't fucking matter?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea, I'm saying implementation. Make it matter.
Indeed.
If you're an asshole, like, that should have a negative effect during the Hogwarts.
Yep.
Well, we get down shrine for fuck's sake.
Indeed.
That's a good down shrine is the German school you see in the Hogwarts German school, Central European, and the fourth but it's not really German. And eventually, someone teaches that. And someone that teaches their pavement on the dot, like going with it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm good. And coincidentally, and that seriously came from fucking German Grey. I read your fucking lie.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta get it. Takes one, no one. Believe me, I think Snape was actually a legit defense against Dark team.
Yep.
Maybe some of the good ones are actually people with shady-ass past.
Yep.
It was but that's Moody. Moody was the greatest player of his day.
Honestly, I do wonder, though, technically, since he didn't actually teach, shouldn't the curse not have applied and he be allowed to go the next year?
You would think, but then you have to try and explain that situation.
Very easy to explain. He was captured and somebody polyjuiced him.
Also, let's be fair, hell, even the fake Moody, like, okay, yes, was he a plant? But he still was a legit fucking teacher of the defense against dark arts.
Indeed.
He's one to know one.
Indeed.
I mean, he is a fucking criminal, so he fucking does know. Hey, and well, to be fair, if you want, let's be fair here. What's the best way to get suspicion off you?
Indeed.
Be a good fucking teacher. Because I feel like they don't fucking show the 3 forgivable curses in class or to people who shouldn't be on me.
Yeah.
That might not raise how did that not raise red flags for people?
I think it's because of the fact that it was quote unquote Moody, and he's known for being unhinged.
I say he basically got the fucking Deadpool pass with him.
Pretty much.
So basically, it's like, oh, it's just Moody. It's just Moody being Moody.
Returning to on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll be back for these at a later date.
We apparently have filled our gear slots. We might need to get rid of some.
We'll worry about that later. Right now, I'm following these things to Arn. That little goblet from the previous thing.
We gotta fucking keep them safe. Basically. I take it.
Oh, we just have to go back to him. I just like taking the scenic route sometimes.
Listen, don't you have a broom?
Not yet. Yeah.
Anyway, broom.
You have to earn the broom.
That's true, because we're kind of basically getting both the 5th year and the 1st year experience.
Yeah. Indeed.
There's a victory that came none too soon. Ugh.
Everyone says, oh, but Nick, you didn't... I told Ricky, it's like, look, if I'm going to do a Kim because I'd be too annoyed waiting for you to write, and he's like, but then why would you just Harry? Like, because I got bored waiting for you. At least this is related to one of our stories, so I can at least keep my brain of, okay, we're going to write.
Yep.
Yeah, look at you. Oh, Harry, I just have a couple of things to potentially bring up to you for sharing the thing, or if you want to hear.
Cool.
One being, I actually had a scene for when we get to, I guess, your book 2, that being Prince of Azkaban, whatever the hell you're going to call it.
Yeah, I don't have a name for it yet.
Well, we're not even fucking at Hogwarts yet, so fuck it. So that doesn't matter just yet.
Indeed.
But my idea was actually for a scene for Albert getting one. Sort of a stand-up.
Cool.
And he's outside in the woods or whatever, as you did, while there's, fucking evil horror monsters fucking hunting you.
Yeah.
The usual main character protagonist is kind of bullshit. Why are you doing this?
I have good news.
Plot needs to
Your
happen.
carts are on their way back.
I don't know what to say.
Indeed.
I have of getting my belongings
And
back.
I asked this of Ricky because I was like, okay, I don't want it.
Thank you for
Everyone
putting
who
them
clearly isn't able to know. I am not the biggest Harry Potter fan. I'm getting back into
to
it.
make things difficult.
Oh, I'm glad you're all
But
right.
I'm a very unconventional approach to introducing ideas into things. But I'm an outsider perspective.
Inspired me. I've been dealing with.
That does not mean I disrespect the sorcerer. It means definitely to push boundaries and break that people may have.
All that is good between us.
Indeed.
So some ideas basically then he finds a Dementor that is about to,
Wish you luck with it.
attack to Slytherin students. And then Albert steps in and using an ancient magic fire spell drives off the mentor. Because my theory is that ancient magic would theoretically have more of an effect on a Dementor, considering how much more powerful it is. I mean, we don't really get much of a, indication, because it's not like the Azkaban quest, you really get to use ancient magic on them, do we?
Honestly, I've never even done the Azkaban quest, so I don't even know if you actually see them.
We'll have to do Hufflepuff next then, won't we? After this playthrough.
Which is still surprising that out of all of the houses, Hufflepuff is the one that gets sent to Azkaban.
You'd think it'd be Gryffindor or Slytherin. You'd think it'd be one of those two that would do that. Wouldn't you?
Yep.
Like, for I know, there's, one version of, one quest mission That's where it takes place of. Each of the different houses have a different method of getting the same information. And Hufflepuff, out of left field, goes to...
Alec, how wonderful it is to see you again.
For some reason...
Here, you'll need these for today's class. A little treat for your auntie.
Yeah. But yeah, thoughts on the idea of using ancient magic to drive on a Dementor?
Class,
As long as we
please
make
welcome
clear
the
that
new
these things are
friends
not
in
a
our garden.
killable species.
No, they're not.
I do look forward to growing
It
together.
maybe shrieks or whatever, but it just fleets.
How thrilling
And maybe it
is
gets
to have
saved up and
everyone back
it
together
just
again.
fleets. It's not
This
dead.
year will be filled with
Ain't no
enjoyment
way you're
and
killing
excitement, but
you.
the most
There is-
important thing
But
cultivated
the
in
fact
her
that they don't ever
mind is
bring
knowledge.
Vermont.
The prudent
Dumbledore and like the people at Hogwarts are some of the most knowledgeable people on the planet when it comes to this shit.
Now then, today we will be
For God's sake,
acquainting
this
ourselves
is in
with
year
the
3
magic
when
keeper known
is
as
the
Mandrake.
defense against the
Accio.
teacher.
Arguably their
Shit.
greatest defense teacher.
Let's
Next
see if we
to
can't make
fake
our
Moody.
wondrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we?
I think Snape should be involved. I think that generally was a very good teacher.
Yeah, but we're gonna say that those two, like, he's third place, not because of the ability, but because of interacting with the students, you know? Like, when those two saw that their students were, when those two saw their students were struggling, even though both Fake Moody or Crouch Jr. is a bad guy, he acted like a teacher and gave them genuine advice on how to improve what they were doing.
He still did his job, which is surprising. Then again, he had every reason to do a good job, considering.
Yeah, whereas Snape, who had both triple and double agent cover, yeah, unless you wore green, he gave little shit on helping you.
But yeah, basically, Lupin will be the best ones, and he is very knowledgeable. If he doesn't personally know, he probably knows a way to potentially find that out. If anybody would have had a shred of an idea of how to kill a Dementor,
We'll be planting dittany at our potting
they would have gone
tables.
for it.
You can
Would they not?
Yep.
I wonder if hippogriffs like
If Dumbledore did not want these things
Yes,
there,
Professor.
he did not want
Firstly,
them
well
around.
done with your
He's like,
writing.
get the fuck out of
It
here.
can be rather difficult
Find your
to
man,
get a
get the
grasp
fuck out of here. I don't give a shit. Go.
And
He was having 1,010% done with that situation.
Of course, the
for those who are wondering
challenge
why
is
those things were so obsessed with our boy Harry,
Now,
it's
as I
because of the
mentioned,
part of
these
him,
will be
a part of
planting
Voldemort that latched on to him as a baby.
seeds.
I already have some, Professor.
Basically, they see that, they're like,
Visited the magic neep.
oh,
A prepared
this is
student
fine
bound to
diet
bring.
right here.
I've
From
arranged for you to
what
have
we
your
can
own
gather,
cutting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy
they
to
have a
spell one with such
disposition
late
for
notice.
rotten
Plant the
souls.
seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them
That's
later.
that's why they
Even with
agreed to
soil,
guard
sunlight,
them.
and a
Guard
bit of
Azkaban.
magic. They will take time to grow.
Well, not so much agreed. It was basically like, there is food being brought here. We stay where the food is.
Niffler's fancy or rose?
Sort of it's sort of an unspoken, unwritten agreement. As a professor,
Restorative make it a vital ingredient in the Wickenheld potion, as you all should know from Professor Sharp's class.
that's good.
Is it wrong that I could see some
That is
of
good.
her students thinking she's hot?
Well done!
You're not that bad
Once
looking,
it
I'm
will
not
be
gonna lie.
harvested, your dittany will be ready to use in Wickenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now,
Not gonna lie, she's not that bad looking.
branch out.
Indeed.
Introduce you to a different
Okay, no, so
sort of
basically,
Chinese
yeah.
chopping cabbage.
Also, Harry, I came up with names for the ancient magic finishers.
Cabbage is too tasty without something to
Nice.
chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to
The fire exploding one, like one where you
Professor.
hunt the dude and then they do a fire explosion, I
It's just
call
at
that
the
the
end of the
beard
footbridge
one.
leading out of this room. Your classmate,
Nice.
Mr. Pruitt, has kindly
I'm assuming that-
Come back and see me when you're
What?
finished. Oh,
I'm assuming
mind your
that while your
fingers.
character doesn't have the ability to see it, it's similar to how Ron was able to learn through osmosis this, parcel tongue. Well, not, obviously not doing it through osmosis. Your boy, by studying it, learns how to use ancient magic despite not being able to see magic.
The Chinese chomping cabbages.
I thought we had to say, he does see a bit like the swirly. He got some of the swirly. He saw like a halfway between like how Dumbledore died and the main character of this game.
By the way.
I was just asking.
Excuse me.
He's less proficient at it as say this guy is.
And he's good.
But he still has some natural proclivities towards.
But you outright slaughtered him. It was brilliant.
Oh.
Thumbs down, basically, if you will.
Here we are.
Nice.
Home of the Chinese chomping.
And the beginning, which pretty much puts him clearly in the I am the fucking powerhouse of the team.
Yep.
Because ancient magic is fucking what? I'm sorry. Harry, I showed Ricky I showed him a compilation of all the finishers, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and how? Compared to these?
One of them just turns someone into a chicken.
The gnomes out.
Honestly, there ain't no fixing that.
Yeah, just a chicken.
My kind of plants. Not like
There's
stupid.
so many different ones where you just evaporate, where you just explode and evaporate.
But, well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
Which makes me wonder, can Molly use that shit?
Potentially. There is a theory that people have about that after this game came out. Because, okay, Reducto... So the one that I'm thinking of,
the greenhouse.
there has to be because people have theorized that these pages are enhanced versions, basically spells they might already know.
Can't be above throwing a crucial.
For example, that one where you pull patrol, that's just Reducto on steroids.
Nice.
Plants in the garden.
I mean, if you think about it, Reducto is because there's multiple different explosion spell people. Reducto is the one that turns things to ash. Like ash and soot. Like it turns you into like a powder when you're done. When it's done with you. Which is what happened to the fucking troll. And what happens to other people when you get hit with that that random finisher.
Always wear our dragon hide gloves.
And I believe Reducto is the spell you can get in this game.
Remarkable plants, aren't they? I hope they weren't too much trouble. Oh, don't see any marks or missing digits.
We shall see.
And good, as you do seem
I
to
generally don't.
It is, but point is,
I'm eager to see this
again, there's also that one where you fucking Hulk smash a bitch using what would Descendo.
I'm eager to learn more.
I'm glad. Herbology is a
nice
subject.
But yeah, basically.
Well,
But yeah, basically, it would not be surprising. And again, we know that Dumbledore knows it. He learned how to do it. He learned how to use ancient magic, so I was like, okay, so that's why I think Albert's sort of like a halfway.
Relishing their new pots.
Somebody, by the way, will be a character to be showing up in Jones Angel. Look it up on fanfiction, DeviantArt, AO3, Web Novel Scribble Type, by the way, under our dearest friend's handle of Sharad the Hedgehog. Albert is going to be a half goblin who will be attending Hogwarts, so we're going to be having some fun with that. Now, won't we, Harry?
Indeed.
Anyways, next up, the one where you call down lightning, like directly on top of a motherfucker, I called that one, he's going to call that Griffin's Roar.
Nice.
There is one, and this is another sort of a minor seed idea I have. You remember how the dueling club goes in book 2, right?
Yeah.
A complete utter shit show. I think everyone can agree who's seen that. The movie did it very fucking well. It's chaos. It's just a cacophony of chaos. I had the idea of basically adding to that chaos by Albert accidentally firing what he's basically a
Potions is one of the
force,
most challenging
sort of
and
a force
hazardous
spell,
subjects taught
and
at
a
the
dude
school.
save into a
As
fucking
fifth
wall.
years, you will be required
With
to
ancient
reach new
magic.
heights of both discipline and intellect.
Nice.
And I was going to call that, and Albert was going to call that the Lockhart Pulse.
Mr. Takar, can you tell us why this particular potion?
The reason why he called it that is because he wanted to get her
Sharp,
snake
The
skin.
Wiggenweld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety
I
of
mean,
injuries.
can you
It
blame
can
him?
heal some injuries, but
Nope.
not all.
The next
Point for
two,
Ravenclaw.
so this will be the chicken
Before
one
today's
and
class
the
is completed,
turn to
each
ash,
of you will have brewed a
purple blues,
Wiggenweld
purple
potion
explosion
of
one.
your own.
Polis Extremis and
Let me know
Reducto
when you
Extremis.
might need it.
I couldn't come up
Please
with
begin.
funnier names for other names for those. So those are the best I could do. The troll specific one, where you basically make them
Even
spawn
motion when
themselves
crushing your
in the
ingredients.
head with their weapon, I call it the
Please
self-bomb
be
jinx.
meticulous when adding powder to your potions. One errant sneeze could be disastrous.
The one where you just smash a motherfucker telekinetically, that's Tor's hammer. The one where you shrink the spider to like stomp on them, so under the heel.
Nice.
Obviously, there's others. There's the Draco Infernum, the Dragon's Inferno, which is the one that he uses on the Dementor. But that was already in the note document.
Cool.
So
Not
thoughts.
an easy potion to brew.
Very cool.
Well done. And
Are you
any
okay
of
with
your
the
recent
Lockhart
exploits in
Pulse?
Hogsmeade,
It should
you
be
also
used
were to
in
practice
the
brewing a
chaos
defensive
of the
endurance potion.
dueling
Professor
blood.
Weasley had you acquire. Ingredients in
What
your
is
own
it?
office.
The heck are
But
you
in the
doing?
future, you'll
So
be
you know,
expected
it's
to
like,
provide
I
your
have
own
no
ingredients.
idea.
Some can be harvested from the plants you grow in your herbology
You can
class.
tell that
Rarer ones can
with
be
the way some of these
purchased.
names are, that
Others,
in
however,
universe
may
they
be
don't
harder to
actually
obtain
have names.
and will
It's
require
just
you to be
this
a bit more
motherfucker's character naming them on the
resourceful.
spot.
Come and see me when you're finished brewing.
Pretty much. I mean,
And we'll
think
see if
about
it's
it. Like
skill or
that's
luck the
kind of
first
like
time round.
these. Because they don't have names in the game.
Which
The only
is
thing ancient magic related we really have a name for is like the ancient magic throw.
Professor Sharp must have learned a lot during his time as an Auror.
That's it.
I hear Professor Sharp say that you have permission to go into his office.
So there's that.
But why does that matter to you?
It only just seemed like an ancient
And it
magic. They never
matters
like
because you can
nobody
be a
ever
part of
fucking
something
named this
truly
shit.
creative. I'm Gareth, by the way. Gareth Weasley. Bit of a prodigy.
So it's like, well, what do you do? It's like, well, make them the fuck up.
Yep.
Are you related to Professor Weasley?
She's my aunt. Keeps too close an eye on
Actually,
me
love
for
how
comfort.
later in the game there's a skill where you can get where you can do like a short range apparition dodge. Like that's cool as shit.
Indeed.
I'm working on something that's
Like you don't get to fully apparate, but it's like I think that's more useful.
Extra spark.
Honestly, I'm surprised that they never did that in the books or movies.
Dude, that's so much. Dude, that is so useful. Imagine how many times in the main timeline that would have been useful.
As long as you're certain Sharp won't miss it.
I assure you he won't. Whoop fellas aren't that valuable.
Like legitimately.
You see what I'm brewing. Hurry back.
Oh, there's so many times, like people. If you've ever seen the movies, read the books, anything, think of any situation where, like, it'd be really nice to be able to just dodge, like, apparate, like, 10 feet away from somebody.
Like honestly, it's possible that if our boy had known that in his fourth year, he would have been able to, apparate dodge. It's the thing that caused his leg to get a little bit injured. And with him having both his legs perfectly fine, it's possible that Cedric might not have gone the way of the dodo.
Is key when brewing potions.
Yeah? Like again, from what I can tell, like the description of it is basically it allows you to like dash like a couple meters. Like okay, so we're talking.
And I'll tell you when this
Probably like 6.5 to 10 feet.
And before anybody mentions how, there's that whole anti-apparating charm, you could easily make an anti-anti charm set just within the hedge maze.
Also, now granted, we know that this dodge is in some way a form of apparition, or at least some rudimentary one, because you can't apparate it, you can't use it in Hogwarts, and you can't use it in Gringotts in-game. So that means this is a form of apparition.
And
Yep.
that's odd.
It is a form of apparition, but it is very short range and very... Again, that would be... There's actually here's a no. Apparates like 10 feet to the right. That was close.
Well done, Gareth.
If I didn't get out of the way, I could have broken my leg. That'd be a very bad situation.
Sorry,
indeed.
Professor.
That'll be points
Indeed.
for Gryffindor again.
Just go full Potter pumping pals on that shit.
And his keep your potion stations organized and free of
Thanks,
clutter.
thanks.
I brewed an Adurus potion as you
Would this
asked,
guarantee Cedric wouldn't have
Surprised you
died?
had the time.
No, it wouldn't
You
guarantee it.
seemed rather busy helping Mr. Weasley
Yeah,
break
but at
chaos.
least gave him a fighting chance.
Yep.
Now, we've never seen them use this in this
I'm
game.
not sure what you're talking
Use
about,
it to take someone else. But there is that one version of it that you can do that with. That's sort of similar.
Suggest you heed my warning.
I don't know what it's called, but I always personally call it a ride-along.
I will say.
I forget what it is. I cited the wiki
I
earlier.
confess I was
Actually,
skeptical given the advanced nature of this class and the
apparition.
fact you're a new student.
I'm glad I was able to meet your expectations.
A rare occurrence.
Harry Potter.
And you do well
Harry
to
Potter.
remember that you're not a potion
I'm honestly
yet. In addition to having a
I'm still wondering if there's a difference between apparate and disapparate, or if they're just the same thing with different names.
Actually, there is.
Pay
There is
particular
actually.
attention in herbology. The plants you nurture there are
Apparating
often essential to
is-
the potions you brew here. Now, I recommend that you find a safe location in which to practice
So
brewing.
basically,
You cannot
apparating is
brew
basically you
simply
leaving
anywhere.
the
That'll do.
place. It's called disapparation from the point of view of somebody at the place being left behind, an apparition from the point of view of someone traveling to their desired destination. Much like the words disappear and appear.
Professor Sharp said that Witherweld potion can treat...
Cool.
That was an
that
interesting
make
class.
sense?
Thanks to you.
Not as much sense as anything else in that world can make sometimes.
Still brilliant.
Yeah, fair enough. It's
I hope
But
Sharp
yeah,
wasn't
there's,
too disagreeable when you handed in your potion. Heard him talking about taking responsibility.
but yeah, so basically let me actually look at
Professor
Spider-Man
Sharp.
apparition.
Leave me out of it.
I was close. I was close. My guess was right along.
Stands for two or more individuals at once.
Next time we talk, I promise, fewer explosions.
So this is the version that basically like when Harry apparated with Dumbledore.
Yep.
Back to the astronomy tower. It's Simon.
Which he also does with his friends because, fun fact, he never, up until probably after the Second Wizarding War, he never learned it.
Sit down.
Huh. How is Ricky?
Good. I got enough to with talking to Kim about Kingdom Hearts. I've got enough to watch this debut game of 358/2. It's giving the more minor details about different worlds and focusing on the mainline stuff with only Sword as friends.
Indeed.
The most I've ever been able to conquer with a single quill.
Speaking,
I'll get pregnant.
I don't find potions bearable at all. And if it's double potions,
speaking of, I think that when it comes to a rule, when it comes to worlds would be, does the video game Kingdom Hearts in question exist in that world?
If it doesn't, we can use it.
For example, yep. For example, let's say we decide to, because I think Thomas would approve this. Go to the Upside Down or go to the Wizarding World.
Mm-hmm.
Both events took place years before Kingdom Hearts ever existed. One being in the 1980s, the other one, at the latest, unless you count the epilogue, being in the 1990s.
Meaning that Harry Potter and Stranger Things are fair game.
Yep.
Hold on, I'll finish in 1 second.
My friend here is working on a Ruby Kingdom Hearts crossover. For which
Harry's advertising the story in the stream. Okay. Alright, let me just check the messages real quick.
By the way, if you hear any noises in the background, like a crack, kersh, it is raining and there is thunder.
You sure it's a good idea to be playing a video game while there's rain and thunder?
Yes.
Alright. Well, here you go. Here you go, Ken. Feel free to give it a read. Awesome.
Rebellion.
Okay, yeah, you told me that. I love that.
Gotta sell some gear. Just checking some. Okay, it didn't get interrupted.
Good of you to come. My friend, Professor Fig, speaks highly of you and your resourcefulness. He was vague as to details, but mentioned your having tracked down a difficult-to-find book. I wondered if you'd be willing to do a little detective work on my behalf.
Of course, Mr. Ollivander. Sounds most up my street.
Wonderful. You see, about a century ago, an heirloom
I like that.
wand
Strong hearts do not necessarily mean pure ones. Due to this, the forging of these keyblades would prove to be the world's undoing, for the brightest light always casts deep shadows. That was a ridiculous.
Richard Jackdaw.
As you can see, people.
Good writing, yeah.
We
That
did
is some
find
good
a
writing.
series of statues similar to jackdaws. I'm certain they're a clue, but I cannot figure out where they lead. Jackdaw was last heard tittering about some pages with a map he'd stolen from Peeves.
I will not apologize, Ricky, because that is a compliment.
The poltergeist was less than helpful.
I'll have a look for you. You've certainly given me plenty to go on.
Ah, you've
Very slow
brought
stream
hope to
on
this
it.
old one-maker's heart. Professor Fig was right. You are a remarkable student.
I see absolutely nothing wrong with doing so.
door.
All right, I already am.
This looks intriguing.
But also, same rule applies for if Ruby exists in that world, obviously, as a show.
Although Kingdom Hearts way older than Ruby, so if Kingdom Hearts doesn't exist, then it Ruby would.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being a smartass.
Yeah.
It's the only time I can be smart.
Wow, Kingdom Hearts a lot into this. Good writing. Sorry, first fight scene is kind of sneaked over. I'm going to have more detail. It's the first draft.
Yeah, we've told him that many times. He does not listen.
You got the whole thing gamed out. This is the first draft. That's the part where, like, the rubber hits the road. And you got to write the first draft to get to the second, third, 18th, 100th. That's a process.
That's right, people. Well, do not give up on your first try of anything.
Accio.
Oh, that's just a bird. I thought that was a flying book page.
The statues Mr. Ollivander mentioned must be upstairs amongst the owls. Don't mind me, owls. I'm just here to help a friend. Now, where are those statues? Here's a welcome surprise. Accio! I recognize those handles. The summoning charm should do the trick. This will do nicely. No statues here. Accio! I'd best keep empty perches. Could be the right size for jackdaws. Or statues of jackdaws.
I'm going to get the first drafts of the first 8 chapters, so then end up or something. Let's start bringing a better chapter names. The first draft.
Look a bit higher. Accio! Nothing. Accio! No statues here. I'll take that, thank you.
You got enough fish.
I'd best keep looking.
Here, right?
Nothing. No statues here. Here's a welcome surprise. This'll do nicely. I'd best keep looking. What's happening?
Could it be? Has someone solved my puzzle after all these years? Well done indeed. Good news. If you've got something to hide, you found the perfect spot. Richard Jackdaw, at your service.
The Richard Jackdaw. So Mr. Ollivander was right. He wants his family wand back.
Goodness, I'd forgotten about that wand. I assure you I don't have it on me. I'm almost certain I dropped it the moment I was beheaded in that cave. Oh, it was sheer folly to follow that map.
What map?
Ridiculous, really. Found it on some yellowed old pages Peeves had pilfered. Thought I could impress a girl. But that's a story for another day.
So, you stole a wand and then followed a map on some pages that you took from Peeves and followed that map to your doom.
Odd to hear it all reduced to such absurdity, but yes. Why do you care about some old wand?
I don't, really. Ollivander does. It's the pages I'm after. Might they be with the wand in the cave?
Indeed. Say, here's an idea. Why don't you meet me at the edge of the Forbidden Forest? I'd be happy to show you where to find them.
If that's the only way for me to get those pages, I'll meet you there.
If you don't mind the sight of my decapitated skeleton, the wand and the pages are yours for the taking.
Revenge!
You're just not getting in right now. What is that? Yeah, we can move it. Over here. Yeah, you guys are going to do this part. I'll come and I don't think I'm going to get through this. Emily is still hard enough. What is going on with my phone? I think you wanted to get to the description of the keyblades. I would. So that would be. Oh, you're getting to the part where the dark side shows up. Yeah. So where would be a good place to start? Take this competition. It says the second pair. Okay. Okay, let's get this next paragraph.
Yes. Incendio. Leviosa. Accio.
That's a great description, that paragraph. Nick helped out a little bit with it. I mostly did. Okay, I'll stop here. I haven't read that, I just read that. Okay.
Incendio. Stupid one. Incendio.
I can't take credit for the design of the keyblades. I had to try GPT those because I haven't been able to do the keyblade. But yeah. I typed in, I would like a design concept for a keyblade transformation, and keyblade fighter for and then present actually the same thing but with Stella. ChatGPT gave me those descriptions. I had to actually write them out. I'm gonna try. I'm terrified of it. I don't know how good it is for us, but I told Brad I would try it. I just try it, so I want to see. It is a good tool. So thoughts on what you read? Hey, I want to read more, but I got to go deal with all of it. I know, but I want to read more. I'm going to write more with tomorrow if we finish next chapter. It's chapter, yeah. We're either doing Indigo Glory or Silver, I forget which. It's Silver. So,
it's Pokemon.
It's Pokemon. So we're doing Indigo Glory tomorrow.
Because we did Chosen's yesterday. Not yesterday, but Wednesday.
So, yeah.
I wondered, did you attend Hogwarts?
I did.
I've done this myself.
I am a proud member of Ravenclaw House. Like you. Why do you ask?
I was curious as to how Hogwarts has changed over the years.
I see. Well, the castle itself, as I'm sure you have surmised, is full of surprises. I dare say more than the staircases change around here. As for the students, well, they seem to get more capable every year. Although, we got up to just as much mischief in my day as you seem to now. I used to look the other way at all sorts of roguery when I was a girl. I can tell you, however, that I did once admonish a certain fierce Nigella's Black for enjoying a sugar pill during a lecture.
I hadn't realised that you and Professor Black were, students here together.
Which means that I was the Nick I had some iron punches. I did this with you on my own.
I was once wounded by time itself.
I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds horrible.
Ah, well, it was the risk I took with my prior position. You may or may not have heard that I was an unspeakable at the ministry.
An unspeakable? What does...
As you might suspect, I cannot speak about what we did. Suffice it to say, the job was not without its hazards.
Once I get chapter 9 done, I'm going to work on editing, but preparing before the first chapter.
You have. Thank you for speaking with me, Professor.
Keep up with your wand work. One must always be prepared for mischief, both inside and outside of the castle.
Any suggestions you can make for improvements to what you read?
Let me think about that. I'll get back to you. I might have to after read some more. Because right now I'm just in the diamond part. It's also really tight for first piece of writing. And that's kind of like, I'm not saying don't edit or don't revise or don't rewrite, but it's already pretty tight, right? For a first draft. They can come out with all various stages of unfinished. This one's pretty tight already.
Again, I didn't place it on my own with a little bit of help with Gary and Nick.
It's in your site. It's in the right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it carries over. That's why it's fuse it with their site.
You can feel my enthusiasm from the page. The page is put here.
But you've also been telling me about it, so I want like I would say it's you, and so I'm really excited to immerse myself in this part. So when I come up with that, I'll be able to think a little bit more. Next time I'll
tell you more in the part stuff, and you can read it again.
Okay, cool. I'd like to do a little more reading what's after.
Okay. Next time you can finish reading it, then we'll go back to the story.
Thank you, Lucy.
See you again. No problem. Happy to come. When you want to do this again? Okay. I will. I will. See you again.
I hope you're able to take care of everything I had asked you to do.
I completed your most recent assignments.
Well done. Then you're ready to learn Expelliarmus. Pay close attention. The disarming charm may often be all you need to defeat the most powerful dark witches and wizards you might encounter. Spellcasting requires a focused mind and a steady wand.
Glad you are having a good day.
Good work. The dummy is here if you wish to stay impressed.
Expelliarmus!
You seem to have the right end of the stick, but keep practicing. Expelliarmus may save your life.
Revelio.
Kim will be there and we'll be here. Wait, Kim's at home and Nick will be in a sec.
Okie dokie.
There he is.
Nick watched 3. Nick is a good house elf. Instead of guy 6'2", so objectively the exact opposite of a house elf.
So Nick, you want to hear what Kim had to say?
What did she have to say?
Well, she was really proud of Hearts, and honestly, she loves it so far. She said it's really tightly written. She can't really compare it to Silver Eyes because it's 2 different things, but she does like it, and she likes where I'm going with it, and she loved that the brightest lights cast the deepest shadows line. Like, she loved that entire paragraph.
So you feel a lot better of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
He feels vindicated.
Well, it's better than him hitting the Vindaloo.
Here I am, as good as my word.
That came out really great for that first
I
draft.
shouldn't be surprised to see you. Only a Ravenclaw would travel this far in pursuit
It's funny that it is. Maybe I need too much ready to go
Where
up.
do we go from here?
Follow me. I shall lead you as far as I can, but I fear I may remain a tad reluctant to revisit the scene of my demise. Keep your eyes open for a bird bath. When you find it, say
I did do a line for Whitley to try to get you ready to rock and rolling into the rest of the chapter. Yeah.
Aside from the bird bath, anything else I should look for?
Indeed. Like I shouldn't go too far, you can toss it down.
And if I recall,
Yeah.
a lake. You'll see.
It's been very helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody put your mic before we start. Yes. Alright.
Surprising.
Let me just find out from Ken.
Rather unfortunately coming back to me. Yes. You know, the closer we get, the more I'm remembering. Probably best I leave you to it.
Nothing to do now but keep going.
Why is that amusing?
The waterfall. For a thief, Jackdaw's surprisingly as good as his word.
Yeah, this shit is anonymous at all. How is it?
Indeed.
Seconds just randomly around in this spooky part of the woods.
I don't know.
This Hogwarts and what, did another fucking ancient knight use to go through before us and just turn them to people and do it into mortal chickens?
Immortal chickens?
Intramuros.
Imagine, that was a thing worse than getting hit with a vodka copper.
Yeah, don't worry, Ricky. And don't worry, Ricky. I am paying attention to the ruby as well.
Aren't you a little fun? I'm not even talking. I'm just waiting for Ricky to calm down and everything. I'm saying it to begin.
I is also in the document.
The only person that isn't in the document is Ricky.
Yeah.
I won't rest. This happened.
Expelliarmus! No risk those loyalists will report back to Ranrock now.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, that whole thing is like that fucking Reaper fucking thing that assassin used or whatever the fuck to attack you. Like, that's fucking cool as shit.
Indeed. So much wasted potential.
How big this place is.
Yeah. I can't wait for the second fucking game.
Which, while it has not been confirmed, we are confident.
Oh, I actually saw something. I think they are going to be doing one, considering that because of the new series.
Impressive. That must be where all this leads.
One can hope. I honestly, for me personally, I would say that at the most we should get 3.
Someone didn't want casual visitors.
Because you are a 5th year. Because you're a 5th year. And assume.
Okay, so in September of 2024, Warner Discovery stated a sequel would be one of the corporation's top goals. The sequel is planned to be connected with the upcoming Harry Potter series.
But you know what I mean, though, right?
I'm not sure how you're going to make that work, considering the appeal of this game. Sure. As hard as being very connected to the reboot, they're just fucking incompletely getting high in the game into a land that would not be good.
Yep. Like, for me personally, I would say just have the sequel be, you know, the following year. In other words, you're a 6th year now. That's why I say that's why.
Insert third conflict here.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say that maybe Ranrock didn't have a son?
Or his gang is like, no, we're gonna fucking do a bigger. Or like,
a different fucking threat. I mean, they invented Ramrock, for fuck's sake. How's it going, Lucky?
That's why I say, you know, for me personally, I would have it be at least 3 games.
Okay. Hopefully we get to do the spite.
Perhaps the next symbol is
spider execution.
Yeah.
Dude, that's one of my favorites of these.
If I could summon that to me, I could likely get on it.
You just fucking Accio them and fucking minimize them to like get over here, crush them. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Ricky, you there, baby? But I will say this, they do very well with the puzzles here.
Indeed.
Hello, Ricky.
Hey, you guys couldn't hear me because I was at home and I forgot that what happens when I get home and it starts and I can actually go back up.
But yeah, Ricky, thoughts on what I said about early this evening? That would be a potential good thing and a potential bad thing, but like the Harry Potter reboot, I don't want it to fail. I want it to fail. I want a potential Hogwarts Legacy 2 to fail. I want both of them to succeed, because let's be fair here, this franchise is being held up by the back of the fucking video games like Atlas holding up the sky right now.
Yep.
Can we agree or disagree on that?
Yes.
That's it. So you're not going to. So do you agree with that or disagree with that statement?
I do both.
He's not doing it.
It's a genuine case of both.
I would say in the long term, yes, maybe not, but certainly recently, especially because there's Magical Mysteries. There's been multiple good games as of late that have come out for Harry Potter.
And there's also one that, unfortunately, for whatever reason, has been fully removed. It was set in the between time of the end of Deathly Hallows and the sequel that does not exist.
And we're just the stage point now, I see.
I had to make the joke.
I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been interested in
There's
this.
channels for those who are not in the know.
Yeah.
That's in that are bad, but oh boy, is there a lot of shit that is not good.
Wait, what, we're doing what to Ghost Child?
We're Voldemorting it.
I said in the joke, the sequel that does not exist.
Wouldn't that be the sequel that should not be named?
True.
Yeah, both work, to be honest.
Remarkable.
I will say this, I do love the transfiguration effects in this game. It just looks exactly like how it did in the movies. And it looks so good. Like how it just kind of twists and bends and warps into place like the movies. Oh, it does feel so good. So yes, are there issues with this game? Absolutely.
There is no such thing as a game without issues.
But he's more so than I say any other game really in history, because I've played a decent chunk of the other ones, the ones that were based on the movies. Because my friend Rob, hi Rob,
it's a good thing
Jack had pretty much almost all of those. This just captures the essence of Harry Potter. You know what I mean?
Yep. The major problem with, I believe it was either the 6th or the 5th year one,
but I
maybe even part 2 of the 7th, is that it felt more like a shooter game rather than a Harry Potter game.
This feels like for example, the way you do the puzzles is a very Harry Potter way of doing puzzles. You know, chaining spells together, things like that in different ways.
Indeed.
Like, for example, even just like basic one where you gotta like shoot the 3 different targets with the basic cats. That's something I could see in this world.
Indeed.
Incendio. Expelliarmus.
I know the grip game is still that thing.
Yep.
One thing I do with this is Incendio being so short range.
Incendio.
Yep. Oh yeah, and Confringo is a long range one. I finally remembered its name.
Yeah, Confringo.
Incendio.
Yeah, the fire, you shoot like a fireman, like a D&D, basically.
Yep.
And I think that Incendio mastery pretty much allows you to do like entirely. Why is there that Harry? What?
I saw it.
You don't say the spitting dead spider?
I saw it, yes.
That was okay. Apparently he changed the spider.
I don't know. I don't know how. I do not know how, but I am choosing to keep it as such.
Okay.
And like I said, Ricky, don't worry, I am paying attention to the Ruby thing.
Ricky, just tell me when you're ready. Okay. I see you, Dogma, just tell me when you're ready. I'm ready whenever. Okay.
Expelliarmus.
Spider. It's a giant condition of spider. It's still going! Look at it now! We found the bug, ladies and gentlemen. We found the bug.
Also, to anybody who wants to clip this with "you spin me," you have my permission.
Yes, you spin me right. I can break the bed right. That is amazing.
I genuinely have no idea.
That's a bug. That is clearly a fucking. Let's move.
I was like, no, that's an arachnid. Hey. Yes, I do.
Use it. For the feet. There we go. Okay, more XP is never bad.
Yep.
God, Harry Potter is just like the Arachnophob's worst nightmare. And
So, Ron Weasley.
Oh, I forgot he hates spiders. Yep. What is a Wigan Realm? What does a Wigan Realm do? It heals. Oh, excellent. Well, if anyone say, like, oh, what is the basic cast, just presume we're just non-verbally shooting a bunch of red sparks. That's my head can, anyway. And now, Accio. Or now I become, get over here. What? That's really pretty just upgrade that I did. I think you know that.
That doesn't make it any less funny.
Your gear slots are full. There we go. But I have a bunch of stuff to sell later on for you.
Yep.
That's odd. I'd have thought Jackdaw would have been
Oh,
interested.
the giant, creepy-looking fucking dog. No, that doesn't. Let's see here. We've got more Wigan ones.
Indeed.
Healing potions are a bad point.
Yep.
Especially with how reckless this guy is.
It's fun to be a little reckless from time to time.
A bajillion points for Gryffindor.
And this is completely useless to me.
I know you heard us earlier, Ricky, but the sort of dash apparition thing that you can do in this game, that ancient magic, dude, how useful that would fucking be in the main series. Like, how many situations where it's like, oh, if we just apparate like 10 feet to the side, that would have been fucking amazing to do.
An untouched chest.
Like, oh, I don't know,
Very
that's
thorough in his search of this cave.
I bet Joker like, oh, it's a good I operated away from that. Be a very deep shit. Be horrible if I broke my leg. The leg there and caused the fellow student to die. Well, you can't operate on school grounds.
And I brought up.
That's actually something that they do still enforce in this game. Also, green guys as well.
Which I brought up, but couldn't they make an anti-apparating thing that's just within the hedge?
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing with the Turning Wizard games is like you're testing your wizarding ability.
So, by that logic, why would there be an anti-apparating thing if the student in question, who most of them are supposed to be 7th years, if I remember right?
There it is. The bridge
Why would they make it that, oh, we're taking away one of the abilities you may have learned?
Also, isn't an apparition like a year one that you can do after your house? Okay. Okay. There's a possibility that, especially considering these are chosen by the school, candidates that know how to operate.
And before anybody says that Potter wouldn't be able to learn it during his 4th year, the kid learned how to do Patronus, and that's supposed to be a 5th level thing.
Yeah, you learned that like year 3, didn't you?
Yep, in about a month or so.
But it's in practice.
Like he couldn't, like he learned the basics of how to do it within that time, but the only reason he wasn't able to do it was simply confidence.
Not the big fish.
Right, Ricky?
Oh, please tell me we can crush her. Oh, we didn't get a fun one. I want to see under the heel.
But would you say that I am wrong, Ricky, that the only reason why Harry wasn't able to do it after he learned the basics of it was simply a lack of confidence?
No. Because he tried to do it the way, I can't say the one where he nearly got beaten. And in terms of the time turner, that person, he did it with confidence.
Yep. Not because he knew, not because, as he explained, he knew he could already do it because he already did it, but rather, oh shit, if I don't try, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, no, the reason, because you see him trying to cast it in that same situation from both sides in the movie. The version, he's like all like spectrum, but he's all like weak and whimpering it out. It's like, no, bitch. No, you gotta do it with force. We can fix it. And then, with the Time Turner version, you see him fucking belt that shit.
Yeah, do it like you're telling off Malfoy.
That's not all. That's all.
Must be getting closer to Jackdaw's remains.
Oh,
In those pages.
The creatures are, the creatures are called Patronus, but the spell is Patronum. It's easily
You get the point, like he just belt that shit.
Oh, I know, Nick. I was saying that for the viewers, in case anybody else also made the same sort of, little boop that you did, to explain to the viewers here that the creatures are
it's an education moment. It's an education moment.
Yeah, I was just using you to give the education.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like, to speak, like, I think it's a constant emotion. You need to have a level of confidence with.
Yeah, hence why when he tried doing it, in private with Lupin, he wasn't able to do it. Because he didn't have the confidence to do it.
What? There's like one kid or whatever. He's like, I always fail on Davy Force. Instead of turning something into a fun activity, like, if you let it get, like, it seems like with Magic Period, if you get in your head, it's like, oh, I can't do this. I can't cast the spell. I'll just fuck it up. You're never going to cast that fucking spell because it's in your head. Yep. You can know exactly how to do it, but it's the conviction, it's the intent to use it, to do it. The confidence. It isn't knowing how it is. Why do you think Hermione rarely fucks up a spell? Because Hermione is confident.
Whereas Ron, he almost always first time fucks up a spell. Because he's constantly comparing himself, at least this is our theory about why he fucks up the spells, comparing himself to his brothers. But Ginny, when we see her doing things, when we see Ginny doing stuff, she rarely screws it up because she doesn't compare herself to her siblings.
Yeah, doing something is not so much merely knowing it. It's the state of your mind. It's why a lot of spells require concentration and the focus and discipline and stuff like that. So you gotta actually,
What's happening?
It's your mental state.
We've got the restricted section.
It's also why you can use inherently dark and evil fucking spells and not get corrupted by them.
It's kind of like Riku using the power of darkness in Kingdom Hearts.
Blood.
As we see McGonagall use one of the curses.
What sort of
And
magic is this?
not corrupted or anything.
Indeed.
Yeah. I think it's Imperius.
I honestly don't know.
Magic protects me until I
Is Crucialis or Imperius the one that she used, if I remember correctly? I knew it wasn't Kadabra.
Yeah, it was not.
I just love that they just give you that in this game. People are like, oh, why? It's like, no, why would you not take them? Because you can literally roleplay it as like with Dumbledore. It's like, yeah, he knows them. Like, fuck, he's gonna use them. But he knows them.
Yep.
Yeah. What's the greatest feature in the world? That really goes. It's like, oh no, you can still use them and not fucking be an asshole about it. Like, you could Avada Kedavra. Is it really that evil to Avada Kedavra control?
Not to mention, because think about this for a second.
It's you.
It's instant death. No pain.
I recognize you from the Pensieves. You're Professor Rackham.
It is honestly, I know some people are going to call me a psycho for saying this, but it's the least unforgivable of the unforgivable curses.
Might I presume you share
one of them gives you excruciating
traces of
the
ancient
worst
magic.
pain in existence.
Yes, sir. I
One
do.
of them that you
As you have
forced
likely
to
realized by
do
now,
your
our
will,
ability gives us a unique relationship with all forms
And
of
now
magic.
it kills you.
We can
And
access
like Imperius is the second and is the second worst.
that allow you to
The worst has got to be Crucio, because here's the thing.
I won't, Professor.
A small kicker to that
We
is
have much to discuss.
that
First,
the spell cannot kill the one it's being used on.
Place the book on the
As much agonizing pain as
book with me,
possible without allowing them to die.
Unfortunate. I'm afraid we must pause our conversation until you return
It
with the
modulates
book.
itself to how much pain tolerance the person has.
Very well. I'll retrieve the book right away.
Which
We shall
we know
speak again once the book is in
with
place.
Mr. and Mrs. Longbottom, the lasting gravitational effects.
And how, again, in this game, when you use it, not only does it touch somebody, it also slowly drains your enemy's health as reaction to the whole thing of it fucking harming them. Whereas it just kills anything. It will kill anything. It will kill anything in this game. They also have a stupidly high cooldown, but hey, details. But Imperius is, but yeah, it's like, also, and again, I know we bring this up a lot, compare the unforgivable curses to the shit you can do with this ancient magic, these finishers. For fuck's sake. So we can finally put in talents. That's the thing I was talking about, was what is the apparition dodge?
Why would I need the book?
That Swift one.
Which you can tell I am now back in the school because I can no longer do that.
I mean, is that not, like, how fucking helpful would something like that have been for Harry?
Yeah, and like we mentioned, those who like Ricky brought up the whole anti-apparating charm with the school. Well, why would they not be able to just, make a small area where that's not really applicable? Because they're trying to see exactly what the Tri-Wizard champions are able to do.
Hell, if it's that big of a deal, just kind of move a bit off school grounds.
Yeah.
Just like make it a hint off school grounds the way it doesn't apply.
Useful for
Yeah.
objects or adversaries away.
Which is why I think it's the story called Aspirations. I love how because Potter did learn how to use Accio in the 4th year, right, Ricky?
Yeah.
But they had him use it to get his broom in the movie and book. These guys, however, yeah, no, they're just like Accio Golden Egg. Because, well, there's one thing about the wizarding world that I think we all can agree on. They never think of the simple solutions.
Yeah.
So,
especially considering they have such a wide tool. If you go even like a year through Hogwarts and the kind of charms and everything that you learn and everything, already you have a decent fucking arsenal of shit. Like a lot of charms that you use in this game to fucking annihilate people, you learn in year one. Okay. Like, the Fenring charm defended him. Like, that thing, like, that's one of the most, like, fucking destructive abilities you, like, charms you can use on somebody in this game. Like, that just horrible amounts of damage to people.
yep.
And the whole thing, like, this combat system is yes, figuring out ways of, like, comboing these spells to, like, do shit. But, like, you have so many, like, literally, like, the lockpicking charm. That's a simple solution. Like, oh, beep, there we go.
Of course, I like how this game actually explains why they don't use it all the time. That there is a charm that can prevent Alohomora.
Which makes sense because I believe the thief that came up with it, eventually he stopped me because everyone just put that anti-charm on their fucking wands. So he's like, well, shit, I can't do anything.
Everybody grab a broom, and we shall get started.
Which means he used it so much to his detriment that he did not take a walk normally, which that charm wouldn't be able to prevent.
Yep.
Everyone, please welcome a new student to our flying class. The goal of today is to remind all of means of transportation. This, I fear, some of you have forgotten.
You drinking water? Did you take some for it?
Excuse me.
You're just waiting to see if it'll kick in so we can see if we write that.
Not a fan, I take it?
I understand.
Let's see how well everyone kept up with their practice over the summer holidays. For those who need a refresher, step up to your broom, say up firmly and clearly, then kick your leg over and rest your weight on the feet. Up.
Also, it is looking at us, mostly all just like normal looking students, and then it's just us for like fucking bricks.
Yeah.
It's like we just stand on my front somewhere, like, look at us, how pimped out we are.
Let the ladies
so
flop.
there's a leg on each side.
None of that we really like the Slytherin team after Malfoy's dad, like, bribes them with a bunch of, like, fancy new brooms.
Which honestly didn't even need to do that in order for him to get on the team.
And if you hear my whistle while you're in
the house, make sure he got, like, the star position. That's the only reason he did that.
Good. Now, for your first lesson,
if it's the game on the team, it's game on the specific position he wanted him on.
The brooms are school property.
Yeah.
I want them returned in
Which honestly, considering that he and Potter were neck and neck in Chamber, he probably could have gotten that position based on skill alone.
Now that you're acclimatized to your broom, let's see how well you manage with a
more advanced exercise. Show the difference between sort of, the Potter way versus the Malfoy way, doesn't it?
Yep.
This next set of rings will take you around the grounds.
And even though the Potters equally have buttloads of money and power and influence that, they still choose to work for their shit.
Aha! Brilliant!
Indeed.
Whereas the Malfoys, well,
the old boat
they take shortcuts.
Wish you could have experienced crossing the lake as the first year.
Using their wealth and money and shit.
If I remember correctly, the Potter fortune was based on hair care products. Right, Ricky?
Yeah. Oh, man. No, so basically, fucking loaded. He's never fucking good. He's never running out of money.
You've seen the vault in the movie.
Dude, I know. And I know how much hair care products fucking go for. They probably got like royalties for that shit. Basically, how they got fucking ridiculous.
Indeed.
Harry would just be like, hey, we're not eating my tree. And he just paid for everybody, like, and not even bother. There's like nothing to it.
Yeah.
When they show how good a guy Harry is, that he got all of a sudden a fuckload of money.
Well enough.
And it didn't corrupt it.
That and after Goblet, he got another fuck ton of money and immediately gave it to Fred and George in order as a startup for their business.
He's basically he's their main investor. He's their investor. He gets a kickback. But he tried to refuse
multiple times
and failed. And he failed.
The Transfiguration Courtyard.
Harry, being an investor, they legally have to give it to you. Wrong.
Honestly, if I were him, I would have agreed to let them give it and then proceed to donate it back. After all, now that it's been invested,
donate it to charity or donate it to charity or something.
Yep. I'm saying, like, knowing him with how stubborn he is about wanting them to keep all the profits.
How is Everett flying so quick?
Yeah, donate the profits to that company.
Lean forward for a burst of
I can get that right. It's like, frankly, he's saving crap. It's like, dude, yeah, you're being nice, you get that. You're just, that's just how it goes.
You sure you're not part
You invested in them.
There's the famous bridge. Think of all the magic holding it up.
It's no big deal, bro.
Indeed.
That's a bit of solid architecture, isn't it?
Say, like, God, when he's fucking dead, those kids are loaded. Like, those kids are stacked.
Indeed.
Like, holy fuck. That's it. It's spraying towards the spray. Was it junk because Weasley was a weakness? It actually think the guy violence that highly successful. Like, well, really, they know what the fuck they're doing. Let's be fair here.
Better hurry and hand in our brooms.
Like, the Weasleys seem like a joke. So but it's like, no, they're the kind of people where, like, yeah, they look like a joke.
Have you two been?
And that, you know, they're like, oh, it's like, no, they're intelligent people.
It's just that they don't have the goal of going into what their father did, which is what their mother wanted them to do. Their mother wanted them to go into a political job for whatever reason.
Or frankly, your broom.
Well, there's reason why. Job security. Job security.
Oh, I get you, but at a certain point, you'd think that she would acknowledge that, yeah, this is not the kind of job that is for my twins.
That was some rather good fly.
People are stuck. There's a lot of stubborn people in the Potterverse. I mean, wizards as a society are stubborn. I mean, for fuck's sake, they've had many goblin rebellions and other rebellions of other, you know, sentient mystical races, and they're just sort of like, oh, they love being subservient
but if
to
you had a
us.
fancy model, you could fly laps around Imelda.
He's
Cadell's favourite. I could show her a thing or two if I had my own broom. If you can, you should. Wish I could. I recommend
don't piss off the goblin.
Hogsmeade.
They're
He's
actually
always looking to test
smart.
new models. I'll keep an eye out for you in the sky.
I think I've always been fascinated by. I'm not gonna lie.
Indeed.
Simply because I think, to me, they are a fantastic mirror to Wizard Society.
Yep.
The point of them is that, yeah, they are just as flawed as wizards in their own way.
Our library venture. How did you fare?
And both sides can very easily see the flaws in each other, but not so themselves. That's kind of how it works, isn't it?
Indeed.
Right, Ricky?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Nobody's perfect. And people are like, oh, but the whole thing of like, Gryffindor swords, like, yeah, again, flawed. It's two different cultures that don't really understand each other, nor do they try. But they both gotta try and work together for survival's sake.
I have an idea for somewhere you can focus on your studies, away from prying eyes and distractions.
At best, they tolerate each other. At worst, they hate each other. Welcome to the real world, enjoy your stay.
Over here.
And Ryan says, but why did the goblins join Voldemort? Well, I'm sorry. They quickly learned that Voldemort's just gonna kill them too. Considering that he murdered for funsies how many fucking goblins.
Let me thank you for what you did
in like the fourth book.
Of course. Scribner tried to give me detention, but I have ways out of these
Basically,
things.
they decided, you know what, we're going to keep out of this completely.
Did you find what you were looking for?
I did.
They took the digital tag like, fuck it.
I'm not sure here is the best place to discuss it.
They took the role of Sweden.
We can talk more in a moment, in the Undercroft. Not even the professors know about this place.
If I was the head of like a race or whatever that was, like,
this way.
Be like, I'm sending this the fuck out.
There's a secret passage just here.
Also because the goblins, compared to the werewolf and the giants, they're smart enough to realize that Voldemort doesn't like them either. The only reason he brought them is because he needs them for the money.
How did you find this place?
My friend, Ominous Gaunt.
They don't really stand to gain anything from Voldemort. It's, oh, we'd be stuck in the same fucking position, just that we got a creepy guy to look at the whole damn time.
Again. I should tell you, I swore to Ominous I would safeguard this place. So please, keep this between us.
They more quickly than anybody else realized, this is not good. This is not good.
Indeed.
Almost daily.
Yes, they would.
Never been caught.
I think I've seen Ominous in potions. Or was it herbology? I've noticed that he uses his wand to navigate the castle.
He does. No idea how, though. Ominous was born blind, and no spell could reverse it. His wand seems almost sentient. Not surprising, I suppose. Ollivander always says, the wand chooses the wizard.
Is that how he found this place?
No, someone in his family knew about it. The Gaunts are full of secrets. I've never heard anyone else speak of it. And I've certainly never seen anyone else here. Again, mention this to no one, especially Ominous. He has no love lost for his family or their secrets. But this place is special to him.
I do like Sebastian.
Yep.
Why does Ominous have no love lost for
He
his
is
family?
a
His father's
very
family are
direct
direct
take on
descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Obsessed with blood
He's very
Ominous cannot abide
very
them,
shady.
as he'll be the first to tell you. Anyway,
Well,
the
it's not a
Undercroft
priority
has been a
street.
perfect
Indeed.
place to sneak off to.
He's
Away
not a
from
bully
prying
for no
eyes
reason. No,
and
he's
even
just a guy
practice
who
otherwise
has
forbidden
his priorities.
Really?
And Slytherin is the
Like the
best way for him to get his priorities taken care of.
Professors say it's not an appropriate spell to teach students.
and he's willing to work with other houses. I mean,
a proper magical
he's
education.
casually just going to be able to work with a fucking Gryffindor without the fuck. If we chose that house, and that doesn't change anything. He doesn't care
be properly taught.
Indeed.
With the character.
To be fair,
Indeed.
Which
I'm
is
admittedly partial to more fiery forms of magic, but you should learn it. I can teach it to you safely here.
Slytherin tend to
It may take a
hold
while
back
to get the
that
feel
house
for it.
rivalry, at least
Minute
in
by
some
word
regard.
movement. The incantation is Confringo.
Very well.
I'm always starting to wonder if this is what Malfoy would be more like if Harry actually didn't just push him away initially.
Possibly.
Actually,
you're getting it.
Honestly, kind of. I could honestly see Malfoy be like, Malfoy's still gonna be shady. Let's be fair here. He
sticks to target.
The guy grew
Best to keep
up in a fucked up environment. He's gonna be a bit he's gonna be shifty and shady, but he's not just.
I think you'll find
But you know he's not
Confringo
evil.
cast travels a bit
Yeah.
farther than
That's my
a spell
point.
like Incendio. Nice work.
He's not evil.
How does it feel?
It's a tad hot.
But he's not.
You'll get used to it.
He's very gross.
Confringo. That's it.
Indeed.
I think I've got it.
Well done.
Yeah, like Sebastian here.
Yep.
I have to say, I enjoyed that.
The first time Ominous and I practiced Confringo, we
I
singed
am
our
the
eyebrows.
undertaker.
I would have paid to see that.
I swore we'd never live it down. So this day, there's something about that spell that's addictive.
This is exactly the type of magic I've been hoping to learn.
There's more where that came from.
Hey,
I've been practicing similar spells here for ages. Although, I didn't tell Anne and Ominous about every one. Haven't been here in some time. It's not the same.
If you're not up to it, Ricky, we can get it next time. And we can just do.
Perhaps when I next
Finish
get
up
to Feldcroft, you could come
the
along.
fragment of Hunt's chapter and do and on thing.
She could use some cheering
Thing
up.
tomorrow, and we just post tonight. Sure.
Just let
If
me
you're
know
not
when
up
and
for
I'll
it.
meet you.
Yeah, no one's gonna force you, Ricky.
She's been stuck at home
I'm
with
just,
our
I'm
guard.
just saying, if you're
Uncle
not
Solomon.
up for writing,
Unfortunately, you'll have to meet him
it's
too.
fine.
Well, meeting a new
You always
student
say
will be
that was-
precisely what she needs.
I shall look forward to it.
Cheers.
As someone who recently had to not do something last week because of my sinus, I understand.
You said something was
Believe me,
missing
I
from
do.
what you found in the library. Might it have something to do with Victor
We just need
Woodward?
you as the guy is this being your day
Hogsmeade.
for you to make a decision.
Nothing gets past you. I'll tell you what I can. Rookwood and Ranrock are trying to recover something they think I
Right.
took from a vault in Gringotts.
Gringotts?
You there?
Professor
I'm
Figure
here.
wound up there after the dragon attack.
Do you have a decision for writing or not?
Portkey? To Gringotts?
Well,
I got
it's all
some
a bit
coffee,
convoluted.
so no,
I'm
we're not.
listening.
So we're just gonna do Indigo Glory and then finish up 5 Minute Hearts chapter divine.
Yeah.
Okay, hey. And
You must
after
promise to
you
keep this between us.
so
I
for a bit we
trusted
can
you
start
with knowledge
posting.
of
How's that
Secret
sound?
Undercroft.
Get that done though.
You can trust me.
All right.
I
can see traces of ancient magic.
But at least you can get something done. Everyone's showing
I don't know what I was
Harry
expecting
talking
to
about
say, but
Harry
it wasn't
Potter.
that. What does that even mean?
Honestly, I'm not entirely certain.
I
All I know is that I can see
can see
whispers of
traces
an
of
old
ancient
magic
magic,
that
and
hardly
everyone's
anyone
like,
else
what the fuck is that?
Figure
Like,
I think that Ranrock
it's like,
has somehow
everyone's
found a way
like,
to
are
harness
you
that
insane?
magic's power.
Are you telling me
Yeah.
that goblins may be wielding
Also,
some
to what
sort
you
of
said about
wizard
Sebastian,
That's what we're trying to
I
find
do
out.
agree, and it
And
makes
this
his
ability of
story
yours,
ever more
does it allow you
tragic.
to wield this magic too?
He's not
I
a
don't
bad
know.
guy. He's
Well,
not
you
a
do know,
bad
tell
guy.
me.
He's
I've been
certainly
studying
morally
archaic forms
gray,
of
but
magic for
you
ages.
can't expect that
Perhaps we
from a
can help each other.
Slytherin.
In the
Oh, well, we
meantime,
Slytherin.
with both Rookwood and Ranrock after you, I
Yep.
suspect a bit more time practicing the
No
blasting
fun.
courses in
He's
order.
gonna be
Spend as much time
a
here as you like.
goody two shoes,
And remember,
perfectly
keep
be a
this
nice
place
guy.
between us.
No, that's not gonna happen.
When I head to Feldcroft, I'll send you an owl.
Okay, maybe as an outlier, because the has been let's be fair here.
Yeah, I mean, it put Peter in Gryffindor.
Yeah, the hat is wrong, even if the hat will never admit it. The hat does get things wrong.
Oh,
it's not
hello.
perfect.
Ominous, isn't it? I believe you have potions.
But aside from those outliers, you're not gonna get into Slytherin
Heard you talking
and be the squeaky clean bastion of virtue. No, that.
Did you just come from the Undercroft?
You're gonna be playing Gryffindor or Hufflepuff at that point.
That room's called the Undercroft. Ah, well, I was exploring.
Honestly, Ravenclaw would be the other one where it's like I could see a more morally gray character get put in, but for different reasons.
Sebastian told you, didn't he? You breathe
Yeah,
a word about this place to anyone, and not even your precious Professor Fig will be able to help you. My father is friends with the headmaster.
Ravenclaw and Slytherin aren't going to be the more morally gray ones just simply because of, well, to be fair,
you need Gryffindor.
Gryffindor do have their issues too. I mean, Gryffindor,
Sebastian is a good friend.
they can be short-tempered.
You shouldn't immediately assume the worst of him.
I don't need you to tell me about my oldest friend. Thank you very much.
Preachy at times. Let's be
I
fair
know
here.
what you meant. Sebastian gets himself in enough trouble. He doesn't need your help.
And that's, I mean, everyone thinks that they're just being overly favored for that fucking reason. So there's that too.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Indeed.
I know people that are, but why is there a Professor Weasley? Like, that's such fan service. I'm like, welcome to a Hogwarts game. Of course there's going to be fan service.
Not to mention that the Weasleys are one of the oldest families.
Prying eyes.
Oh yeah, and they did, and again, honestly, it's like, yeah, she's also the head person for House Gryffindor, which makes sense.
Forgive me.
Gryffindor.
Stopped me, and I... Merlin's beard. I see you've wasted no time.
Indeed.
Well done. Shall we?
After you, Professor.
By the way, thoughts on the new scar?
I like it. It is getting a bit chilly out at night now.
What is this place?
This is the room of
Hey there,
requirement.
Maggie.
It only appears when one is in real need of it. Ordinarily, a student
The
might
question on that is, what defines a real need?
ever. I'd only planned to suggest to you how to find it by walking
Like-
past that bit of wall, focusing
I'm so
on
sorry.
what you need.
Something
You've managed to reveal the room
Like,
on your
say
own.
that you really need to use the bathroom. Would it appear to you as a bathroom?
Sneaked past and gone ahead.
Deke, Professor.
The house elf I was speaking to in my classroom.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good
Thought
question.
it might help you use the room once you've found it. There's no chance I'm clambering over this mess. This presents the perfect opportunity to teach you Evanesco, the vanishing spell. You can cast Evanesco to vanish certain objects, such as these chairs and other things here in the room. I suggest you practice the wand movements first, then you can clear the chairs away.
And also, I do like the little mini game that you get to do with basically the movement of it.
Indeed.
Splendid. Now, cast
It's
Evanesco.
kind of cool.
Yep.
Excellent work. You'll note that you are now in possession of Moonstone. We shall discuss its uses later. Let's move on.
Yeah, just casually make shit disappear.
His name is that elf. Is that... Goodness. My old school bag.
Hey.
I wondered where that had got to.
Wait, but is Mr. T a wizard?
I'll just take a quick look at this. Give you an opportunity
Pity the muggle?
your own until we delve deep.
Some of us
Pity the
Professor.
I like how, again, you can just casually make shit just disappear.
Yeah, that's a very good visual effect. I love it.
Yeah.
Get over here. Think. I think you need to move it a bit closer. Closer.
I think that's as closer as I can get.
Accio.
I know, I just did Accio.
No, maybe you said a bit closer, but... Or, no, maybe. There you go.
And I...
We got the check. Blue liquid blacks. Well, that fits with our color scheme.
Funny thing is, I didn't even need to do that as a puzzle.
Hey, it gets your mind going with, ooh. Honestly, you can just keep that as it is.
Yep.
And not even, like, get rid of it, like change the look. Like, that just works.
This isn't as precarious as it looks.
It just works.
Yep. Honestly, imagine if you could use Evanesco on people.
Wait, Eric, you missed something.
House elf managed to get around in here.
You forgot to like something. There's on a table to your right.
Bit offended. This is what I'm talking. Like, see, like, if you have a distinct need to use the bathroom.
Yeah, to your right.
There's
that too. You missed it again.
No, I didn't. I'll go back again, but I'm confident I didn't miss it this time.
Now it's to your left, not on your left.
It just turns on this axe sharpener.
Oh. Well, I didn't know that. But that's cool.
Yeah. But again, it's like, how do you define a true need?
This is the most broken room in the history of rooms. Like, this is literally Deus Ex Machina.
Indeed.
Golden Stitch.
Like, what the fuck? Actually, the wiki does bring up an interesting quandary about the dash ability.
And apparently the room...
The player character is too young to even learn to operate. It's not like they're dashing to be legally penalized, since it's unique to them, fueled by ancient magic. Which is not legally pursuing one law, since it's considered a thing. But since the student never canonically used it in front of ministry personnel, how to be actually considered is unknown. Because for those of you who don't know, apparition is heavily regulated.
Oh, there you are. Wait right there. Deke will come to you.
Gabby is a good enough.
That is Deke.
Ah, Deke, we've been looking for you.
Apologies, Professor Weasley. Deke was looking through some of what's appeared in the
we're keeping with this theme of the main concept for the series that in a time period to help with the story is starts with Deke.
Deke is honored to meet you.
Deke has been a friend since I was a second year. We discovered this room together. I mentioned you to Deke. We believe that you might be able to benefit from this room, like I do.
Oh, they money Jane for fucking riot.
Of course, Professor Weasley.
Holy
The room of requirement will always be equipped for the Seeker's needs. It's unplottable, so won't appear on any map. Most happen upon it by accident, if ever. Deke's seen students in need of an extra file for potions stumble upon the room filled with them. You seem to have accessed it in its form as the Room of Hidden Things.
I was thinking about needing a place away from prying eyes. Brilliant.
Oh, that explains it then.
What I need specifically is a place where I can catch up on my schoolwork without distraction.
Well then, the room can provide you with precisely that. Now, it's time to focus on what you need. Just close your eyes. Imagine the room precisely as you need.
Now, this is something that is different than we've ever seen the room be able to do.
And that is?
You will see in a moment. We've never seen the room change in the movie while they're in, nor as if I'm aware in the book. Have you ever seen the room change while you're still in the room?
You've given yourself
How fucking helpful would that be?
Indeed.
I look
What I do wonder
is second
space.
Back in the second book, if they just did that, like, I'm gonna kill the fucking Aslan. It just changes their fucking weapon armory full of fucking shit.
I honestly wonder, is it in one set location, or does the room appear anywhere within the school when you're in need of it?
You'll find plenty of items of clothing that need to be identified. The desk will be an invaluable resource.
What do you think about that question, Ricky?
Will come in handy.
It will. I hope you'll take advantage of it. Now, I'll give you a brief lesson in conjuring. The room might not provide everything you need on its own.
Conjuring?
Yes, the magic of creating or conjuring objects. I'll teach you.
Yeah, I saw it. I just didn't know how to respond to it.
Master A had to go to a different file. It was staying straight.
When conjuring more complex objects, use what's called a spell.
Yeah, like it's a genuine case of how does one respond to that?
The ingredients or resources needed to conjure a particular object. You should have acquired some for a potion station and potting table from tomes and scrolls in Hogsmeade.
I did. Where can I find the resources?
I will say my one complaint with Professor Weasley is that, in a way, she looks like an older version of Molly, but Molly's not by blood or birth a Weasley. She's a Prowett.
I see.
Can I regain resources by banishing something
I've already
indeed.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, just the vibe I get with her parents. Her parents make me think of
Go ahead and conjure the potion
a less fat version of Molly.
familiar since they'll resemble the ones you've already used to study magical plants and brew potions in class.
Wearing the thing that McGonagall was in, like, the second Fantastic Beasts movie, I'm like a flashback.
Whoops.
Yeah, that was a continuity gap in that fucking movie where it's like, oh, McGonagall's a teacher, and she's like, and he's like a young woman, and he's like, but she would have been like a fucking kid by that point.
Yep.
Like, how do you fuck up your own continuity that bad?
Indeed.
Well done. You can use these whenever you need to brew potions or grow plants. Presuming, of course, you've collected any seeds or potion ingredients you need in Hogsmeade or outside the castle grounds. Deek will be here to answer any questions you may have. Do not underestimate his insights.
Can you tell me a bit more about Deek?
He's been at Hogwarts longer than I have, and seems to know its every nook, cranny, and secret. We discovered this room together when I was a student. Deek has had a good deal of experience, both here at Hogwarts and at a previous post. I shall let Deek tell you more when he's ready, but again, you would be wise to listen to any suggestions he may have.
Can I use this type of transfiguration magic outside of the room?
Conjuring and vanishing are strictly forbidden elsewhere in the castle. We've charms in place to enforce that. It would be exhausting to reverse the errors in both judgment and magic. But the Room of Requirement has its own rules.
Hence why, if you saw, I was able to do the dash parade.
I will be sure to
I just came up with that on the spot.
Thank you.
Good luck. I shall linger a bit longer in case you'd like to learn another transfiguration spell.
What's the name I gave it? Give me a second. I gave the name Swift Dash Apparition.
Nice.
Because again, it is confirmed that that form of operation is through ancient magic.
Yep. So like
specific.
From a rather unproductive trip to the ministry.
I'm ready for the next lesson, Professor.
Very well. First, you'll need to gather some moonstone. You can acquire it by vanishing items here in the Room of Requirement, or you can gather it carefully outside of the Hogwarts grounds. Return to me once you've gathered enough, and we shall begin the lesson.
I have the moonstone you requested, Professor.
Good. Then we may begin your lesson. You can conjure more than potions and herbology tables. Conjuration can be used to decorate this space to your liking. Why don't you try it on the walls and floor?
I would like to teach you Wingardium Leviosa. It can be used to levitate objects for a short time. Once you've completed a few prerequisite tasks, do see me after class.
There's a conjuration. And I don't think you actually see that being a thing with the actual room. If you think about it, you can only handle so much inside at any given time. Because it's not that fucking. It only does what you need. It doesn't. It's not like uber. No more, no less, right?
Yep.
So there would be a limit.
Good work. Shall we move on?
I've conjured everything I can. What's next, Professor?
I think you're ready to take on alteration. The altering spell will allow you to customize any conjured item. You can change the colors, patterns, and styles of your furniture to suit your taste. Let's get started, shall we? Watch closely as I demonstrate how to perform the altering spell. Just aim your wand at any item and perform the altering spell to customize it. Nicely done. Now you're ready for something a little more advanced. You can use the altering spell directly on the room's architecture. Try these new designs on the floor or balcony. Your space might benefit from a bit of ambiance, don't you think? Deke, would you mind?
Of course, Professor Weasley. Professor Weasley showed Deke this bit of magic some years ago. Deke thinks you'll enjoy it. Come and talk to Deke when you're ready.
Professor Weasley said I should ask you about changing the room's ambience?
Of course. What sort of...
I think he does, of course, and he shakes his head no.
I would like
He's an
the room
old
to
house,
feel as
he's
if
getting it
by the
seen.
moon.
Yeah, but it is funny, right? He's like, of course. Shakes his head no.
Okay, that looks legit fucking cool.
Indeed.
Quite a difference. Of course, you needn't keep this
I can
style
see
if
why
you
you
don't
chose
like it. You can always ask Deke to change it back. Now you have
Very
learned a good bit about
Ravenclaw-y.
alteration.
Thank you, Professor. The room is full of possibilities.
Indeed. No matter how much time I spend here, the room always manages to surprise me.
Yep.
Attack of the bats.
An even bigger space.
How did that happen?
It's Wizard
The
Doctor
room
Alfred
equips
Hitchcock's The
itself to your
Bats.
needs. It must have sensed that you needed more space to practice spellcasting. If you'd like to customize the space further, you can use these spellcrafts. You'll find more of them both inside and outside the school.
Thank you, Professor. I shall keep an eye out.
Good. I'll leave you to it. This is your space now. Use it wisely.
The map chamber?
That's more of the main quest, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, we've got some heavy pools we can get.
Yep. Let's go with... Specifically, I'm going to go to these guys in order to get their assignments up.
Well, we can then do other quests.
Oh, I have a plan.
That's terrifying.
What? I can think. Mostly.
You have to realize that.
You know, okay, for this one. Okay, for this one I have to acquire Mandrake and the other one. Then let's travel to Hogsmeade for this.
Nice to see you, my young friend.
Next step is, I believe I can get that stuff here. I might be mistaken at where I can, what shop I can buy it from. Okay, it is not this shop.
No one can say I don't keep a stacked shelf.
Ollivanders. Tomes and scrolls. Ah, that's the place I need to go. Oop, just gotta switch quests real quick so I can know what I need to acquire. You're there. How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Healing potions are a specialty here.
Yay.
Should you need any?
One focus potion.
Wise decision. Thank you.
One Idris potion. And what was the last one I needed?
I hope to see you again. Farewell for now.
Maxima.
A wise decision. Thank you.
What you doing?
Farewell for now.
Well, there is something.
Hello, Mr. Pippin. You need help with a delivery?
Yes, I do. A capable student such as yourself should have no trouble making the trip to Cambridge. It's just south of Hogwarts.
What do you need delivered?
Fatima ordered a few
ancient magic
invisibility
stuff that I
potions.
came up with. I mean, it's
Cool.
cool.
But lately, Fatima has taken to turning every
I was just
visit into
curious,
an
that's all.
argument.
It wasn't really much of a need to know, but I want to know.
Excellence when she orders so often, giving me no time to brew. If you take this rather irritating task off my hands.
Also, it's kind of funny how
to claim the delivery fee from
in the time period in place, there are 4 important characters who you could give the nickname Al to.
You've no idea how grateful I am, truly.
Not actually, only 3. I meant to say 3. My bad.
Hopefully she won't give you too much trouble.
She's
a talented potioneer in her own right.
Albus, Alejandro, and your boy, Albert.
The 3 Al's.
Yeah, I'm not bothering with that one right now. Maybe... You must be where I need to go to get the next thing up. Hang. My plan is to get the plants in question that I need, and then go to Professor Fig, because it's very likely I'm going to have to go into combat.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. You're basically setting it up so you can get kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Indeed.
Or 3 birds with 1 stone.
Indeed.
And also think of the XP you'll get.
Yes. I just got to
turn on top of that, you have to be able to do all the dueling feats as well. Well, I find they call it dueling when you're in mass combat, when the concept of a duel is usually you are 2 in a mono.
Indeed.
I find it funny that that's the overall term, where it's like, that's not what a duel is.
Yeah. Also, literally just walks behind the person in now broad daylight, okay, and robs them blind.
Also, I even have a incantation for ancient magic throw. Yeah, free.
Nice.
It's Latin meaning to throw.
Nice.
Oh, hello. Whew. Sorry I'm in a bit of a tizzy. I was just scolding some of the plants for spitting and nipping. I suppose it's my own fault for putting more than 4 to a tray. By the way, Beatrice Green is the name, but you may address me as Madam Green. Welcome to Dogweed and Deathcap. Oh,
Dogweed and Deathcap.
Oh, if there wasn't the constant demand for antidotes, I wouldn't need to stock so many of the little dears. Except of course for curses and well.
That is a name.
Then obviously you've come to the right place. Mind you,
it sounds like you're still, ma'am. It sounds like you are.
You'll be the next one to drop dead, and
suddenly, and I'm worried that you can get sued for this.
What do you have to say?
After you sell the ingredients for poisons.
Which, ironically enough, although it's not a poison, she does not sell stench of death.
But your things will be safe with me till they're sold.
And that.
Let's start selling some shit.
By the way, yes, that is actually the name of an item you can find here in this game. Stench of Death.
You're a force to be reckoned with, aren't you? Scaring all the goblins away. Doors always open. You be sure to stop by soon.
Okay, I just need to buy a mandrake.
And another potion for the iron flavor.
Oh, I'm always thrilled when a young one makes a wise purchase. I can tell you'll go far. Doors always open. You be sure to stop by soon.
Got what I need from here. Now for me to check. Now, to locate my next.
Okay, the bird.
Yep. This way I can get to locations much quicker.
Resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased.
Yes.
Sure, I can sprint like that one dude.
Hello, Mr.
I don't know the guy's name. He's a famous runner.
Welcome to Spintwitches. Apologies if you came by before and weren't able to come in.
I was thinking Saddam Hussein.
Were disrupted. Had to travel as far as London to meet with my supplier. And I've only just returned.
That man make you run, but not for the reason you want to.
Got a few rare U-weavers available. Ember lamps, silver arrows. Wind wisps too. No matter what broom you choose, you'll be pleased. They're all exceptional.
I am not well educated at times, people.
Sounds quite the array of brooms. I'll have a look around.
Where did you find this guy?
What the fuck did she know I was gonna say?
How many times have you said that?
Yeah, that's fair. Let's buy a fucking broom.
You'll be thrilled with that broom.
Going with this one.
Whilst nearly any broom will certainly be a step up from the practice brooms and goers class.
It's time to go fucking beat the shit out of things and look them for more money.
Indeed.
Go on.
Ha! Knew I was right about you. I think you'll be quite happy with the performance of any broom at lower altitudes. But you may notice that speed consistency tends to falter as you rise. I believe I can remedy this issue. I have some ideas for enchantments, upgrades, if you will, that will improve the performance of any broom you fly. What I need is someone to conduct a broom flight and report back to me so I can perfect the upgrades. As it happens, another Hogwarts student, Imelda Reyes, is using abandoned broom courses for time trials. Clever girl. An ideal situation for collecting flight statistics. If you were to compete for the best time and succeed, then report back to me with how your broom behaved, I could complete work on my first upgrade. What say?
That sounds intriguing. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. It'll be worth your while. If I'm right, the new upgrade ought to enhance brooms in every regard. And I can give you a special price. The time trial should be a bit of fun too. Go to the Quidditch pitch and Imelda Reyes will sort you out. Once you've beaten Imelda's time, be sure to let me know.
Thanks for the free shit.
No,
Can't help but admire Mr. Weeks' enthusiasm.
What's that? Carry on.
There we go.
All right. I can show you them.
This is just a good day.
Well, we got something, an inferior piece, I think. We got some decent stats, don't we?
Indeed we do. Now...
And we have not even been optimizing.
Nope. Now for me to go see A fig.
Flue powder.
It didn't bother me. I swear.
Good. I'm sure.
When questions, one engages flue powder on top of back of a fucking broomstick at like 5,000 feet in the air. For sure. That's not a question at all.
Yeah.
You gotta have a bit of a, you know.
I'll just imagine Albert seeing one of our other characters using flue powder while on a broom.
Just be like, it's a fluke.
Yeah.
And better be like, Albert does not do well on roofs. That's actually one of his weak points, is flying.
Does he get airsick, or is it because he's small?
Despite the fact that despite that he has good reflex and acceleration, he is passable at best. As he puts it, basically, after that, goblins live on and under the ground for a reason.
Nice.
And him being half goblin, it fucks with his senses.
Yeah.
That's why he prefers any other form of transportation. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
And one can. Yeah, I gotta give him some weak points. And yeah, flying, no.
Yeah. We're setting that up because I feel like the Mandarin thing will be the easiest one to get done first. I just need at least 2 people within vicinity.
Which, to be fair, is not hard in a lot of these fights.
Indeed.
Your friend, Mr. Ollivander, sent me an owl asking for help finding an heirloom wand that was stolen from him.
He did he?
And so I went to the owlery like he said, and there were all these statues.
What do you mean, statues? In the owlery?
Yes, which led me to a secret hideout where I found Richard Jackdaw's ghost.
Who on earth is Richard Jackdaw?
He was a student here long ago. Anyway, he told me about a secret cavern. I went there, and right next to Jackdaw's skeleton, I found the missing pages.
You found the pages?
I did, and because Jackdaw had followed the map, when I found the pages, I found the location on the map.
It was around long ago. They mean a long time ago. He stole something from Peeves, and
I was hoping you'd say
that might give the implication, as far as I'm aware, that he was around when Peeves was alive.
Let me look at when Peeves was potentially alive. Peeves lived at Hogwarts Castle since its founding in 993 AD.
Which means that when they say Jackdaw, if that is the case, is an ancient ghost, they mean he is an ancient ghost.
It was beneath us.
Oh yeah, he's been around for a while. At some point, they just found. So Jackdaw appeared in the 18th century, so the century before this. Basically, if you want to admit, Peeves based. So yeah.
You gotta admire the wizarding balls to steal something from someone like Peeves.
This looks promising.
Yeah, because Peeves is not known for being a very merciful. He's an asshole.
In fact, throughout the whole history of Hogwarts, as far as I can tell, there's only 2 people Peeves actually likes.
Oh.
Fred and George.
2 modern-day jesters.
Yep. As far as I can tell from what I've learned about Peeves, they are the only 2 people he actually likes.
The Forbidden Forest. And, of
course, which is impressive.
Hogwarts. It's magnificent. If only you were here to see this.
Hello, Professor Rackham. We've placed the book on the pedestal as you asked. And this is my mentor, Professor Fig.
How do you do, Professor Fig? And you, my young friend, see now why you needed to return with the book?
I do. I also see why you refer to this room as the map chamber.
It does tell us that one person there
that you possess extraordinary
does listen to
the potential and power which you will unlock should you prove
Yep.
yourself worthy.
And one of my favorite, although I haven't finished the book, I know that through research that this is the case. One of my favorite Peeves scenes is McGonagall sees him trying to unscrew the chandelier in order to make it fall on Umbridge. And she doesn't tell him off, no, she says in a low tone, it unscrews the other way.
You and your friend Charles spoke of the portkey, and of trials you created for one who could see traces of ancient magic.
Precisely. Charles is another of the keepers, a designation we gave ourselves centuries ago, in light of the knowledge.
Yeah, like literally, just like Peeves is Peeves unscrewing a chandelier.
So,
getting it ready to fall on Umbridge, and McGonagall didn't even try to stop him. She just like,
They
it unscrews the other way.
Journey, but they were not
Peeves
trials themselves.
isn't very
The fact
smart.
that you have come this far,
He would be trying to unscrew it the wrong way.
The trials were designed to
Yeah,
ensure
but the
that
fact
the power and knowledge we have
yeah,
kept
I
secret
know
for so
that
long
you don't like her, but she is your coworker, and you're
They will test
allowing
your abilities both
this poltergeist to drop a chandelier on her.
Everything you witness as you complete the trials will inform what you choose to do with all that
It
we
is
share.
honestly
You will
amazing.
need patience.
Also,
I do find it funny the one other ghost that he's actually afraid, that he actually is afraid of.
The Red Baron.
Is the Bloody Baron.
Yeah, the Bloody Baron, my bad.
A few more.
Respectfully, sir, while I do not know
And Harry just uses that to his advantage by basically pretending to be the Baron. And he's like, fuck this shit out now. Fuck this shit out now.
Also, another McGonagall moment I love is when she's basically interviewing Potter for like, what do you want to do after you leave the school? And he says he wants to be a wizard cop. Don't really know why he'd want to keep doing what he's already doing, but whatever.
I do.
Then,
He enjoys the punishment. He's a masochist.
Anyway,
we shall begin.
Hey, when Umbridge, who was his DA teacher at the time, tries, downplaying his achievements,
you in locating the trials,
they
may be completed only
McGonagall basically says he has good testing scores when taught by a proper teacher.
I know that tower.
Yeah, she is legit throwing fucking shade at Umbridge.
It looks familiar.
And also, again, she is
more well-traveled than
she was a Gryffindor, and she's a Gryffindor. And you do not fuck
to make sure it is safe.
with this old-ass Gryffindor.
Which, yes, I was wondering, Umbridge was a Slytherin.
As soon as I can.
Until then, Be careful.
Gee, I never
And do
heard
not
it
tell
guessed.
anyone where you're going.
Yeah, the sixth year potions professor, he is sort of the outlier of the Slytherins.
Oh, dears. I do find it funny that the hat took like 5 minutes to decide which House Minerva's McGonagall was supposed to be.
Yeah, I believe it was torn between
the freezing spell. It is an efficient way to
in Ravenclaw and Gryffindor.
to complete a few tasks.
You are
Once you've
correct.
done that, come and see me.
That fucking hat just does not. Like, hey, the hat has a few issues.
Yep.
Sometimes.
But I do like how if it's not sure, it will actually let you pick.
It basically it's sort of like a tiebreaker. It's like, okay, I can't figure you out. What is your gut? What's your second opinion?
Yeah, that, and it will also completely ignore its own opinion if you are insistent on something. Like, with the fact that, with Potter himself, Harry was insistent not to be in Slytherin. And it's like...
And it fucked with him. It's like, really? Think of the things you're going to accomplish. I love that hat. That hat's so fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's not malicious.
It's like, and it wasn't even trying to fuck, with it. It was just genuinely asking, are you sure that you do not want to be in this, house? Are you 100% certain?
They've set up camp just ahead. I suggest we investigate a little
it's
before
giving
doing
you an
anything
option. It's
else.
like, hey,
let's go.
You're gonna. It's like, are you sure about that?
This isn't ideal.
No, it isn't. This way. And I'd suggest we use the disillusion.
And I like that.
Here. No sense in announcing our arrival.
Most ancient and bullshit things would be like, yeah, no, fuck what you want.
It does have, and also it does have. I mean, also another thing is that it generally does have a good heart. I mean, there's that one thing that one time a guy snuck in a squid burner and put the sorting hat on it, and then the hat basically was like, look, you're gonna kick, but you know what?
Indeed.
It's like, it's like, the only thing you have to, like, need about it is, like, hey, you get that. Yeah, anyway.
I don't know what happened there.
There must be something here. Ramrock says
Basically, it had a hard time sorting Henry in and it suggested he get great fame and glory by Slytherin as Harry possessed. And he's a Slytherin, like cunning and determination. When you brought up Henry.
Yep.
And when Harry played it again, it repeated his earlier declaration. Who done that?
Yep.
Clever.
Indeed.
I do like how Ron was like so fucking nervous that like, he was gonna get put Gryffindor and it just like fucking kicked in.
Like it fucks with him a little bit.
Oh, it did, but it's like
yeah.
What's the point of this exam?
Again, if we were just but it fucks with him like. It teases.
It has a personality.
Also, think of it like this: it's the reason why the thing comes up with songs and why they humor it and giving by letting it sing. It's like the same thing doesn't fucking it gets used one time a fucking year and is stuck in the headmaster's office the rest.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, being this fucking happy?
Indeed.
That sucks. I think Ricky was eating
Let this serve.
Do you think this is funny?
I'm fine with failing a couple times because, simply put, I am being smart. For example, acquire and use venomous is yada yada done. Focus, Maxima, and Endura. Got it. One Endurus.
I do love the exchange. Me and your friends, Harry Potter? Yes, sorry about you. I want to ask. You were wondering whether I put you in the right house. Yes, you were particularly difficult to place, but I stand by what I said. Good, well, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Get quiet, man.
Yes, he is.
And so the reason, according to the reason that Harry was strongly tempted to be put in Slytherin is because they had detected the piece of Voldemort.
Orders.
Wait, to be fair, they still probably could. It's designed to do stuff like that.
Which honestly, the reason of it, thinking that he could thrive in there, using that as felt like kind of a crutch, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would have sense that, but it would also work. It Harry does display a good deal of Slytherin.
Honestly speaking, he displays traits of all of them in ways. Like while he's not book smart, he's definitely quite intelligent. Like legitimately, he has when you think loyalty, you think either Gryffindor or you think Hufflepuff.
Yeah, Harry's a very, if you were to look at it again. If it wasn't the fact that there was Hogwarts and his desire to get time,
Which honestly, that's something that if we do, because I am considering it legitimately, if we do a prequel thing for Chosen's, I want to have as a joke chapter, or not the one we post that we do this, but a joke chapter where the entire chapter is just the hat trying to decide where to put him.
And it's like fucking half an hour. It's like in real life, it takes half a fucking hour.
Honestly, we can make reference to that at when we get to the sorting thing, and by Potter mentioned that his sorting actually took almost half an hour.
Oh yeah, I mean again, it's like but that's different than sorry, like they were already making shit up and
I gave him a cousin who can do magic. I gave Dudley a baby brother.
I was correct in presuming that we would meet again soon after our last encounter. Though I surmise, based on the commotion I heard, that you did not have an easy time
minutes on Hermione.
Professor. We encountered goblins outside the tower.
Because, like with McGonagall, they couldn't decide Ravenclaw or Gryffindor.
If they have also made a connection to this tower, then the threat may be greater.
I have to ask, though, if you had to pick for Potter between the other three houses, which would you pick, Nick?
Like those you've seen before, has been commanded to access a doorway.
For me, I'm between Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw. One, because of the fact that, well, I think Luna needs a friend.
What you see.
Yes.
And the other one is so that way we would have had a narrative reason to show off, Hufflepuff.
You've more important things to set your mind to.
Surprise, surprise, Potter's only friend in Hufflepuff is a dead guy.
I shall leave matters in your increasingly...
That's not true, because I believe Thomas's character's Hufflepuff?
I will, sir.
No, I'm saying canonically.
I get you.
Canonically.
Also, it argued with Neville for a fucking long time.
Because Neville was insistent that he wasn't Gryffindor material.
Prove everyone wrong. Himself wrong enough.
Yeah.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not
Also,
careful.
it had Hextall with Lockhart as well.
Yeah.
Because he was originally going to place him in Slytherin. That one I can see why, considering he's a fucking fraud.
Indeed.
That's the one where it's like, yeah, I can see why it took some time to figure that one out. But eventually placed him agreed to place him into Ravenclaw.
Because, like mentioned with Potter, what you desire, it does take into account such things.
Especially when it's in Hextall.
Yep.
It seems to definitely have much more sway over that when it's in Hextall.
Let's have a look around.
Your thing.
Yep.
I can't fucking wait for Albert's, because you could theoretically put Albert in either Ravenclaw or something.
Indeed.
And that's gonna be funny.
Where did you put him again?
Gryffindor.
Okay, cool. I was just curious.
But basically, we have a three-way.
Yep.
A three-way brawl with him. And also the reason I didn't want to put him in those two is because, well, being part goblin, you'd expect that. If he's playing too tight, you know?
Indeed.
More traces of ancient magic.
Sort of like Neville, it's like playing against height, but in a different way.
Yep.
And also, through Albert, it sort of shows the other thing, like reinforces the trope, the point with that people forget how Gryffindor is. Gryffindors can be afraid. The key to courage is you're afraid. but you still stand your ground.
Yep. Which I just realized something.
What?
In the movieverse, since we never saw the scene of Peter's, silver hand choking himself up to death.
Welcome sight.
That's because of this whole, it's, I don't know how to describe it, but basically, because Harry had indirectly saved his life, he owed him, life debt, that's what it was. That's what I think it was called. We never saw that in the, movie, so theoretically, in the movieverse, Peter is still alive.
I see.
Why are you not letting me move? Yeah, the controller is not controllering.
That's not good.
Yeah, I decided just to let it kill me because the controller did a bit of a glitch. There we go.
Alright. Yeah, the point of an Albert is to play against type. Basically.
Yep.
Because again, it would be easy to put it. Also, putting it behind. That sounds like a terrible idea. One-way trip to suicide.
Yep.
Incendio.
Indeed.
Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Accio.
And you see what I mean by if this character went to go fight Harry, Harry's getting his ass whooped.
Indeed.
Already familiar.
Alright, ready? Like, seriously, that is such a cool and seamless effect.
Yeah. It is.
And also very accurate to the movie. They really did take a lot more from the movie, which to be fair makes sense, as you're going off of a visual medium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has issues. But goddamn does it look like a Harry Potter game.
Indeed it does.
Yeah, it's heart and soul in the right place.
Yes.
Which is more important than anything. Really.
100%.
There's a game there and you somehow missed it.
Oh no, I didn't miss it just yet.
Rustic sleeping cap. So what that gives us.
I thought I could jump it.
You were close.
You were close.
If you use Accio to get closer, you'd probably do it.
Yeah, I genuinely just wanted to see if I could make the jump. More money, money, money.
Somebody comes to the Hello.
How is Ricky?
Hey guys, what are you doing?
More statues.
You feel any better?
Expelliarmus! Accio!
No problem.
Confringo! Expelliarmus! Accio! Confringo!
Good God, you just went that shit. Never mind, folks. This is not even like the most better even at this point in the game. Like, Harry is
not making this easy,
being very chill about this, and look at the fucking damage you can do already. With games like The Witcher, and that it's not hard to max out your combat, okay? Like, just make yourself fucking busted at combat. It's not hard at all.
Yes, it is not.
Accio!
We have about the most athletic ravenclaw, I think, ever. Wait, let's be fucking fair here.
Yeah.
This is the most athletic raven. Oh. Damn, that doesn't work.
Couldn't blame me for trying, though.
Seems I ought to explore this archway from both sides. What did that burst of magic change on both sides of the archway? Something must be different. Accio!
Unfortunately, I don't see any way for me to get to that just yet.
Indeed.
I'll never get used to these floors.
Fringed crimson clockwork scarf.
Look at it.
In a moment.
Confringo! Expelliarmus! Accio! Incendio! Confringo!
Boom, bitch.
Expelliarmus! Confringo! Accio! Incendio! Expelliarmus! Confringo! Protego! Confringo! Incendio! Accio! Expelliarmus! Accio. Accio. Confringo. Expelliarmus.
Sorry, I waited you want to write today. It's fine. And by the time that you're not leaving the ability to post, are you? Ready? Here. I'm sure you can talk. All I have to you tonight, Ricky, is get some rest. Okay. That way tomorrow we can basically do a 3. We'll knock it out of the park and then we're good, right? Yeah. Be careful.
Accio.
Oh, did not work. I always struggle at this part of the trial. Open sesame.
Area, so I went there.
Okie dokie.
Alright.
Expelliarmus. Levioso. Confringo. Levioso.
Getting strawberry.
Okie dokie.
Don't like the look of this. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Potato. Stupid. Confringo. Accio. Expelliarmus. Accio. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Accio.
I wondered why did these goals that not, these sentinels not sticking out and great job in the modern era. Well, I think we see the reason why.
Yep.
They kind of can get their asses whooped by a competent wizard, by a capable wizard.
Yep.
Wait, these things would not stop Voldemort or anybody to extent. Talk to them.
Indeed.
Got the big boy. Get around the corner. Same with ancient magic, bro. That should be easy.
Yep. Just need to build up the ancient magic. There we go.
Like now. Well, this thing is one hell of a damage sponge.
Indeed. I mean, have you seen the size of it?
True. No, you're just painting it with that fucking and with those red bars.
Yep.
This is like what I think they got. This is like what they get trolling or grinding with like basic magic fucking does. It just cleans. It's like a painting the brain. But seriously, that action ability is just so fucking good. Like, imagine if you were fighting the thing you didn't have that fucking apparition. I would recommend getting away from the thing.
What a relief. Another pensive.
Clockwork fedora. More defense is always a good thing.
You know what? I'm gonna roll with it. I think that actually looks better than the other hat.
Alright, roll with it. Oh, that looks like fun.
How does it know to do that?
I don't know. And then the guy's like, okay then? Sure. You're like, get out of here.
Your ability to transfigure the world around you is remarkable. What is it?
My father isn't getting better. I don't think he'll ever recover from the death of my brother.
It is agonizing to see those we love suffer.
The drought was years ago, but the pain of losing him is as deep for him now as if it had happened only yesterday. He doesn't need pretty pillars, he needs peace. What if I could help him, Professor?
You do so much for your father already.
It's not enough. I want to take away his pain.
It is tempting, I know, to use this magic that you're mastering to transfigure more than the physical world. But human emotion is a potent force unto itself. Even the most well-meaning and competent witch cannot possibly know the consequences of irrevocably manipulating it.
So I'm to watch as my father's pain destroys him.
It is not your pain to take. Every year, a student sees something sillier than I could ever imagine in their tea leaves. Oh, Miss Morganach, welcome back to Hogwarts, Professor.
That's going to take some getting used to. Professor Rickwood?
I was so pleased to hear that you'd accepted the position of Defense Against the Dark Arts, Professor.
Sit, Isadora. Tell us about your travels.
I was actually hoping that you and the others might join me at my home this evening. There's much I'd like to share with you.
That would be delightful. We shall let the others know.
Very well. I shall see you then.
Another memory. Now to find a way out of here. More crystallized stone. That must be the way back to the map chamber.
By the way, thoughts on what I called the cliff of Kaiba?
Yes.
Because what else would you call that?
Indeed.
Like, the motherfucker, by sheer will alone, essentially resurrected a god.
Has someone completed the first trial?
I have, Professor.
Just because he's that stubborn not to lose.
We saw you in the pen.
To some
Professor Rackham.
Indeed.
Kid.
So, you found the portkey to access Professor Rackham's vault, and you deciphered the
name
map
is
within
literally
the you found
Diva.
floating above that pensive.
I did. I found something that I can't identify floating above the last pensive.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
You'll find a similar artifact in each
Like, if
trial.
that's not
You
screw
must
the
take care to keep them
rules.
safe. You'll need them to complete the journey we have set forth for you.
Not only that, but also, that's not even how the Egyptian god cards in the game work. Like, they suck.
Yeah.
Before you proceed,
Like,
I would like
why
to speak with
couldn't they have
Charles regarding the
fucking
urgent
put in
situation
their normal version,
involving
like the versions that we saw on the show?
Goblins?
It still doesn't make
The
them
student
good.
has seen
It
traces
makes them
of
at
a
least
powerful dark
playable.
magic being wielded by goblin kind. They and their mentor, Professor Fig, not only
They're very
encountered
like
goblins
aside from
lurking
steer
outside
mode
of
being used to
Sandcast
like
Tower.
outboards and that, there's
They also
legitimately one in Yu-Gi-Oh's history that they've ever been used in an actual
The
deck.
trials until we know more.
And that was Obelisk. Obelisk did get used once.
Cool.
Now then.
Wait, Professor.
It was with Cinnamon, as with
There's a
Silver.
connection to Victor? Perhaps. but we can't be sure of its significance. For now, tell me what you saw in the pensive.
Before the witch from the last pensive, Isadora, became a Hogwarts professor, she argued with Professor Rackham about using magic to remove pain.
Hopefully the next pensive provides more context. For now, we should learn what Ranrock knows. I will be honest, I've no idea where to start.
Actually, I might know of someone. I saw Sirona at the Three Broomsticks speaking to a goblin once. They seemed friendly.
Well, it's worth a try. See what you can find out. Of course, don't forget
my studies. Yes, sir.
Before you
Thus, Obelisk saw niche play in that regard. And also, Obelisk is the most playable. Is one of the more Slifer sucks.
Have you encountered swirling traces of magic in the world? Aside from those along our path?
Not that I recall.
Indeed.
What are they?
Evidence of the Keeper's efforts to manipulate the power of ancient magic during our time. If I am correct, and I usually am, you should be able to use them to inform and enhance your own magic.
Thank you, sir. I will look out for them. Assignment's all finished.
This is definitely one that'll be useful.
I should ask Sirona at the...
About a pressing and highly confidential matter at your earliest convenience. I believe that we may be able to help each other.
Please see me after class once you have completed the tasks I've set for you.
Race you to your seat, Sharp. I win.
I completed your assignment.
The man's a hobble, Harry. Come on.
You should be ready to learn Depulso. Let's see what you can do. Concentrate. Do not let your mind wander.
Wonder what's in the mess hall today.
You've got it now.
Yeah.
If you'd like to, you should. Well done. I'm glad to see that you seem staunchly determined to master your spellcasting.
Later, bitch.
Sharp was in a mood. Off on another adventure, are we?
We already have a reputation for going off on adventures.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't take long. It took Harry a full year to get that. We did it in less than a semester.
Indeed.
What, ho? It is
Revelio. Accio. Revelio.
Alright, I got that challenge complete.
Yep.
I rather enjoyed her.
What you did in Cross Wands was fantastic.
Yeah, it took on 4 people at once.
And one.
Just casually. Imagine if I had done that while having things like the Aberrate dodge and could actually use it.
Don't you say a skill in the stealth thing where you can like sprint and be stealth?
I don't know. All I know is I'm just exploring a little bit. Collecting these for one thing.
It's just like, oh, like, if you see it go, like, I've seen multiple. Thanks for noticing.
For a second, I forgot I didn't have this equipped.
Were you calling me, Gareth?
I was. After you helped me with that Fupa feather and potions, I reckoned
We
you might be
found
just
it
the
with
person I needed.
Weasley!
You see, I have an idea for a fizzing
You
Whizbee
better be
inspired
nice to
beverage,
him.
but I'm missing a key ingredient.
You and your concoctions. I don't know how you come up with these things.
It's a gift, truly. So, I suspect the key ingredient in fizzing Whizbees is dried billywig stings. I heard there's a store of them in Honeyduke's cellar. I'd get them myself, but my Aunt Matilda has her eye on me. Thinks I need to focus on potions class for a while, not for my own brews. I was hoping you could follow a secret passage to Honeyduke's cellar and grab a few dried billywig stings for me.
Of course. You never know when you might need a quick means of escape from the castle.
Brilliant, thank you. But you should know that it's not exactly quick. It's the secret bit that's helpful. The passage is hidden behind the statue of a one-eyed witch in the 3rd floor corridor. Just tap it with your wand and say, Descendium.
I'll see what I can do, Gareth.
Fair enough. You shall be the first one to taste my newest brew if you can be of help. Perhaps I can convince a meat to help me with my potions homework. Get my aunt to loosen her reins a bit.
I'll need to get those dried billywig things for Gareth.
Oh, that's his, Professor Weasley's.
A one-eyed witch statue shouldn't be too hard to find.
God, can you imagine having a family member as like a professor?
Defindo, the severing charm.
That
It's typically used to cut an
Indeed.
object, but can be a powerful weapon when needed.
You can tell me.
Oh, so this place does have those stairs. Cool.
Yes.
I'd
You can
bet
tell they
could
added
go hide
added
this
more
around the store
though.
for Zenobia's gobstones. Accio. Well, it's just one of Zenobia's gobstones. I hardly see what all the fuss is about.
Confringo! Accio!
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Careful now.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented it.
I don't think it's anything.
Lumos. Revelio. Revelio.
Troll armor.
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
I wonder how many people... The other day.
Revelio. Accio.
I've always said that travel broadens
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Accio. Revelio.
Armor for a house elf.
Revelio.
What do you think about that, Nick?
Revelio.
Hello.
Hi guys.
How are you?
Good.
Revelio.
Well, this stream's been going on for like 3.5 hours. I think it's still about time to call it the night.
Okie dokie.
What do you think?
I'd better keep an eye on high places around the school for Zenobia's gobstones.
Revelio.
There we go. Just gonna check my gear real quick. I cannot equip these.
Accio. Revelio.
Hello, everybody. Hey.
This looks
Why
like
do you
a
always
statue.
pick the worst fucking time to ask me when I would not want to be in a...
Descendium.
Sorry. I won't say because today, that is wrong. Because that seems fair. Yeah.
A lift. Must be.
And this actually seems like a pretty good spot because it leaves a bit of a mystery. Hey. In the future.
It's the Wolf machine. Until next time. Goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Later, bitches.